Castro Valley, California. I'm Michael K. Smith alongside Willie McFarland on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. Tonight's matchup features the visiting San Leandro Pirates against the host Castro Valley Trojans. San Leandro comes into tonight's game with an overall record of 0-5, while the home team Castro Valley is 2-3, and both teams in a situation where they can change a little bit of their season's history or fate, if you will. San Leandro, they are 0-5, so not only are they looking for their first win overall in the season, but they are looking for their first road victory, as they are 0-3 on the road to start the year. They have not played a technical home game yet. They have played neutral games at Chabot College, 2 of them, and they have lost both of those. Meanwhile, Castro Valley has yet to record a win here in their comfy confines that they like to call their home campus stadium. They are 2-3 overall, but both of those wins coming on the road. Meanwhile, they're 0-3 here at home, so they're hoping that they can change that. As we got some newness going on tonight. There's a new look to the stadium, and the last time I was here back in 2000 as a freshman, it didn't look quite as remarkable as it looks tonight. The entrance into the stadium almost looks similar to what you see at USC with the big round oval entrance and the big Trojan face up front. A real nice facelift and remodelization they've done here to this stadium. And also a new league for both of these teams, as they now have or will now play in what is known as the WAC 12. That's right, it's the Western Alameda County Conference. It's been split into 2 leagues, the Foothill Division and the Shoreline Division, the Foothill Division being the stronger of the 2. And what they did was, technically for every sport, they took the 12 teams and put the 6 best historically in each respected sport, and put them, the 6 best into the Foothill, the 6th weakest, I guess, if you will, for lack of better terms, into what is called the Shoreline Division. That way, the competitive balance is a little bit better for both schools. And so both teams excited to start the new conference play against each other. This is a rivalry that dates back for a long, long time. I only have records of the meetups for these 2 teams from the past 8 years, and this is where I guess I bring in Willie McFarland. Willie, first off, glad to have you here in the booth with me. And yeah, it's definitely a nice atmosphere, wouldn't you say? I mean, this stadium is pretty cool looking. We have a really nice modern press box for us. And I think we're having a little bit of technical difficulty with Willie McFarland. I couldn't quite hear him, and he's having problems hearing himself. We'll get that worked out. But what I was going to lead into was the fact that in the past 8 meetings between these 2 teams, San Leandro is clearly taking ownership, as San Leandro is 8-0. There we go. That's better for me, too. Perfect. 8-0 in the past 8 meetings dating back to 2004. And not only have they won each game, have the Pirates of San Leandro, but they have won by a pretty big margin, as they have outscored Castro Valley 221-79 when you add up those last 8 matchups. What do you think about that, Willie? Trying to get this right with Willie. I'm hearing myself perfectly fine. Still not hearing Willie yet. Yeah, believe me, folks, if you could hear Willie, he's really been giving some great analyzation. I'm trying to feed him as great as I can for these questions here, but just a little technical difficulty here at Castro Valley. We're going to get that worked out. Right now, the captains are about to come onto the field for the coin toss, and we're going to take a break. So, folks, hopefully you enjoyed tonight's broadcast here on Play On Sports, and we're going to be happy to give it to you. So we'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, back here, the pregame show presented by PlayOn Sports. It is the month of October, which is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. A lot of you probably familiar with that already, but for those of you that are not, pink pom-poms for the cheerleaders tonight. And there goes there we go. Up, now I'm out. Pink pom-poms tonight, there we go, for the cheerleaders. And we're probably going to see some players with some pink tape or some pink cleats for both squads. You'll constantly see that in the NFL, a lot of players donning the pink equipment through this month. And it's just a crazy time right now. There's a lot of things going on in the world of sports, and especially in the Bay Area. Big weekend in the Bay Area. All right, so we're back here, still trying to get things figured out. Willie, are you on? No. Okay. So captains back out onto the field as they were about to walk on the field, and then we took a break, which was perfect timing because they did the national anthem here at Castro Valley High School. So we will get everything sorted out as soon as we can. I know right now you can hear me, so I guess that's the main thing that you guys are going to need, someone to give you the play-by-play. I'll fill in at the analyst role as well until Willie's mic situation gets sorted out. Folks, do want to remind you that's going to do it for tonight's PlayOnSports.com pregame show. I know not much of a pregame show, but try to cover as much things as I can during the game and at halftime. We'll be back with the kickoff in just a few minutes. Friday Night Football begins next on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. Welcome back to Friday Night Football on PlayOnSports.com. Coming to you live from Castro Valley, California. I'm Michael K. Smith, alongside Willie McFarland, who's trying to get his mic situated right now, on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. Once again, tonight's matchup features the 0-5 San Leandro Pirates visiting the 2-3 Castro Valley Trojans. The Pirates looking for their first win of the season, but they're looking for their first road win, and the Castro Valley Trojans looking for their first home win. So something's got to give tonight, and the game is going to start pretty soon. So we'll see who can get the upper advantage or start. Willie, are you back on? No. Well, we do know this. Castro Valley, I don't know if they won or lost the toss, but either way, they will receive the opening kickoff tonight as they are in return formation, kickoff return formation. San Leandro is still huddled up. They have yet to officially break out of the huddle and into their kickoff formation, as right now the kicker is putting the ball down on the tee. And for San Leandro, their kicker tonight is going to be number 21. Get you his name as soon as we can. That's going to be Irvin Huraki to kick off. And here he is. Uraki's kick is off to the side. Will it bounce out of bounds? It probably could have had a chance to, but it might have stopped on the turf as well. Castro Valley picking it up and getting hit in a hurry right before the 20-yard line. It was Demarie Lane who picked it up for Castro Valley and then was hit rather quickly. And so it'll be Castro Valley, the home team, starting offensively in this contest. They are led by their quarterback, Luke Huerta, the senior, the returner. Castro Valley running a wing T offense. They will mirror the San Leandro Pirates, as that's what they run as well. Wing T offense. We'll get you the other starters in just a minute, but Huerta hands off to his running back, which runs up the middle, and that should be number 32, Demarie Lane. And it was Demarie Lane. Lane picked up a gain of about 7 on the carry there up the middle. So it'll now be 2nd and 6 for the Trojans, balled around their own 23-yard line. Once again, Huerta with the handoff. This time it's along the left side and picks up some good yardage. It was Demarie Lane once again on the run. Left side this time around the tackles. And he picks up a first down, so the Trojans getting the first down of the night. The men of green and gold, the men of Troy. USC playing last night. They're the original men of Troy against Utah. And Castro Valley on the third play from scrimmage runs the ball up the middle. It is Demarie Lane. D-Train Lane is a nickname I might call him throughout the night if he keeps chugging along. He'll be in the backfield along with Robert Taylor and Nick Alfaro, all juniors, and all junior backfield for the Castro Valley Trojans. Their running back that was supposed to start tonight's game, Patrick Cheek, is out with a family issue, the senior. All Hayward Area Athletic League running back last year. This time it's a run to the right for Castro Valley. And they pick up positive yards once again. And it is Demarie Lane. They are continuing to give their fullback the ball. Lane just a couple yards shy of a first down. It'll be 3rd and 2 for the Trojans. Ball placed at the Castro Valley 40-yard line. Receiver split wide left. And Huerta hands off to Lane, who's trying to keep those legs moving despite taking a couple big hits to the back by San Leandro. Demarie Lane trying to twist out of tackles there. Couldn't quite do so. He will be a yard shy of the first down. It'll be 4th and 1 at about the Castro Valley 41-yard line. It looks like the punt formation, the punt team, will come onto the field. So Coach Nick McMaster, the head coach in his 4th season for Castro Valley, not going to take any chances early in this game as far as going for it. Still in his own field of play. I think that's a rather smart decision. Try to pin San Leandro back as far as you can to play a little field game with these guys. And it is a sky-high punt for Castro Valley that bounces right to Christian Carter for San Leandro. He avoids some tackles, running to his right. A flag flies. He gets a block and then finally steps out of bounds. There's a really good block there, a decleater, if you will, along that far side. Flags fly as Christian Carter was coming around that right side, far side, and we will see what the penalty is for. It was a pretty decent return. He took it about the 25-yard line, got to around just past the 40. And it looks like it's going to be a block in the back against the San Leandro Pirates, so the block in the back will back them up. 9:05 remaining here in the first quarter of play from Castro Valley High School. Scoreless game. San Leandro to take to the field offensively for their first time tonight. And they'll be running a 2-quarterback system tonight. It's supposed to be Steven Johnson, the starter. And Steven Johnson is the starting quarterback in the backfield. He hands off to one of his teammates. And that'll be Devin Hairston, number 42, senior, 5'10", 165-pounder. And a good run there by Hairston. He picks up 6 yards on that carry. And now he will run off the field. So 1 and done right now for Hairston. 2nd and 4. Ball placed at the 24-yard line for San Leandro, their own 24-yard line. Johnson dropping back, looking to throw. He finds a receiver, complete along near side. And a good throw and catch there. It's Keone Fumai, the junior tight end, who hauls that one in. The first pass we've seen from both teams tonight. Steven Johnson, good play fake, finding his tight end along the near side hash. Well, right at the numbers really was the catch. Fumai with not too much of a return as he was met rather quickly, but it does move the chains, picks up a nice, good gain there. First down for the San Leandro Pirates out to their 41-yard line. Man in motion for San Leandro. It's Johnson giving it off to his back. Number 23, Randy Bell. Bell up the middle, and Bell comes close to picking up a first down with his first run tonight. The man in motion was Dream Green. I like that name. That has to be one of the best names I've heard in a long time for a football player. But he was really just used as a decoy there. A 9-yard pickup from Randy Bell up the middle. Senior back who was a top returner according to the Contra Costa Times in their high school football season preview. 5'8", 175-pounder. Like I said, a yard shy. It'll be 2nd and 1. Ball placed just before midfield at the 49-yard line. Johnson, which faked me out. I thought he faked and was going to do play action, but he actually did give it off to his running back. And that was Randy Bell with another big gain for the Pirates. Gets this ball into Castro Valley territory, down to the Castro Valley 38-yard line. So San Leandro's offense right now in their first offensive drive, first offensive possession of the game, looking pretty good for a team that's 0-5. I know they've been chomping at the bit for league play to start up as they had a very tough non-conference schedule. It's Johnson faking this time. He's looking deep along the far sideline. He has a receiver, and it's caught. Touchdown, Pirates. San Leandro strikes first. Steven Johnson with a 38-yard touchdown pass complete to Ruben Baker, the sophomore to sophomore connection there. Just imagine what those two kids can become for the San Leandro Pirates. Only sophomores. I am very impressed with the opening drive from San Leandro. Steven Johnson, who was a starter on this team last year as a freshman, so has the potential to be a 4-year varsity starter, and that alone gets you some good looks by Division I schools, let alone your talent level. Obviously, your talent level must be good to get that kind of opportunity. The PAT, the extra point try, is no good from San Leandro. That was Jose Ferreira, the other quarterback you'll see in the rotation for San Leandro, as that kick was nearly blocked. It was wide right. And so, with 6:46 left to go in the first quarter, San Leandro leads 6-0. They're still trying to get the microphone situated for my partner, so I guess I'll do some of his reads. Folks, do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you were enjoying here tonight? Then tell your school to sign up for the PlayOn Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP. San Leandro with a very impressive drive. A couple plays, which was capped off by a 38-yard touchdown pass from Steven Johnson, sophomore, starting at quarterback. And San Leandro strikes first here in the first ever WAC 12 foothill game for both schools. Kickoff taken by Castro Valley just before the 20-yard line, and gets a bit of a return there. Out to about the 31, maybe the 32-yard line. I think it was Eduardo Luna on the return, number 44, junior. And so the first play here of the second drive offensively for Castro Valley is another Fake by Huerta as he hands the ball off to his running back and then kind of had that look as if he still had it and went up high with his arms. Not too much of a gain. San Leandro not fooled there. Only a 2-yard gain to the left on that run for Castro Valley. It'll be 2nd and 8. Ball at their own 34-yard line. One receiver near side. That is number 6, Luke Morrow. And it's Taylor, the transfer from Arroyo, with an impressive run here near side, bouncing off some tackles. Robert Taylor, Jr., number 1. This is a guy who I have a feeling we're going to be calling his name a lot of tonight. A very exciting playmaker, fast, has moves. Coach said he will be put in pretty much every formation throughout the game, special teams, defensively, offensively. And he's a key guy to look out for, Robert Taylor. A great run there. Picked up 7 yards. It'll be 3rd and a yard to go. And San Leandro swallows this game up here, this run.
Check.
And I think we have the mic working good. Sonny Beaupre, our producer, I believe has it working for Willie. I'll find out with Willie talking. Maybe it only works where Sonny's sitting.
Test.
There we go.
Oh.
Willie, you're in.
Okay. I'm out.
Now you're out.
I'm in.
You're in. Now you're out.
I'm in and out.
Folks, we will get this figured out. He's in right now.
All right.
Still
I have to hold this thing in there tight, and I'm sure the folks at home have just been dying to hear what my voice sounds like, and here you go.
Well, there you go.
Not that exciting, but I'm in.
You're in, and I guess Castro Valley's offense is still in. I thought that they were stopped shy of the first down the previous play, but they got it. And then here on this run.
So I got to get caught up here. Okay.
You got to get caught up here. So pretty much a 5-yard run on that previous play makes it 2nd and 5 for Castro Valley at their own 42-yard line. The score 6-0 in favor of San Leandro, and how they got that. They put together a pretty good drive. They mixed some passing in there. 2 throws for Johnson, both complete. One to pick up a first down to extend the drive to his tight end, Fumai. And then a 38-yard touchdown pass from Johnson to Baker down the far sideline. That's what put San Leandro ahead 6-0. PAT, no good.
Okay, I'm ready now.
So it'll be
we got a good game on our hands already here.
We do. Is Castro Valley looking a bit better than they did in their first offensive possession here in this second offensive possession of the night. 2nd and 5, ball at their own 47-yard line, run up the middle to Robert Taylor. Robert Taylor, who has been running the ball a lot here in this second drive. It was a lot of DeMarie Lane, D-Train Lane as I call him.
I like that.
In the first offensive series, and it never matriculated to anything as they ended up having to punt the ball away. This time they're going to give it to more, I guess, their speedier back. DeMarie Lane, more of a traditional fullback, where Taylor is definitely your home run threat. It'll be 3rd and 4. Taylor in motion. They give it to him on the fly sweep coming from left to right. And then he's dragged down, I believe, horse collar as a late flag flies. Taylor out of bounds when he was dragged out, so it could be either a late hit out of bounds or a horse collar tackle. I think this call is going to be against San Leandro, and it should be an automatic first down for the home team Trojans.
Yeah, that's too bad for San Leandro because he was stopped well shy of the first on that one, on that run play. Basically, defensive line got nice penetration early. And I think it was a late tackle out of bounds. It was close, but I think from here, I think the right call, and just too bad because they had that play sniffed out pretty well.
And for the first time tonight, Castro Valley now gets into San Leandro territory. So it'll be 1st and 10. The penalty, the run would have been close to a first down and at around the 48-yard line of San Leandro. Instead, the ball all the way out to the 34-yard line of San Leandro. It's a run up the middle with DeMarie Lane. And Lane will pick up some good yardage.
Yeah, nice.
3 yards there.
Nice chunk on first down, and definitely favoring the run on this series. Unfortunately, I missed the first series, but looks like they're definitely trying to establish a run game here early.
Well, I'll tell you, Castro Valley has yet to throw the ball today. Every play has been a run play tonight for the Trojans. There's another run to D-Train Lane, chugging up the middle and slightly towards the left as he takes it on that halfback or fullback dive through the left guard center gap there and gets close to a first down. It'll be about 3rd and 2 for the Trojans with the ball at the San Leandro 31.
3rd and 2, and just nothing too fancy about that run right up the middle, and got about a good 3-4 yards after contact on that run. So D-Train Lane, an absolutely appropriate nickname in my opinion.
3rd and 2, crowd getting loud here. And it's Huerta under pressure, his first throw of the night as he almost takes a pretty good licking there, and the ball incomplete, not a receiver around, as he was facing some pretty good pressure from San Leandro up front. It'll be 4th and 2, ball at the 26-yard line of San Leandro. Decisions, Willie? Yeah,
and I think on that play, Castro Valley wanted to catch San Leandro off guard. 3rd and 2, they everybody thought definitely a run play, and I think they had something dialed up down the middle of the field, and he was actually open. I'm not sure the receiver, but it was a nicely designed play, but the physical play of the San Leandro's defensive line kind of making that play tough to execute.
Well, instead of letting Kevin Galvin get a chance to kick a field goal, or they were going to go out into with their offensive look out there, like as if they were going to go for it on 4th down. Instead, a timeout is called and taken, and the timeout taken by the home team Trojans. So head coach Nick McMaster is going to try to take some time to figure out what he should do. He was going to rush out with his offensive set and then said, maybe we could kick a field goal here. I don't know. It's going to be about a 43-yarder if they go for the field goal.
That's a pretty long field goal,
especially in high school.
High school, especially, and I think what he was trying to do before he called the timeout was probably draw an offsides with some hard count.
Sure.
It didn't work, but I think even though it didn't work, he had a whole timeout now to dial up a 2-yard play, and so we'll see what they come up with here. A big conversion right here if they already get it.
This would be huge, even though it's quite early in the game, and it's only 6-0 score, 2:13 left in the first. But to convert this and have a chance to still keep the series going and a chance for a score, it's a pass down the field, and it is caught for a touchdown! Robert Taylor, 4th and 2, the play-action pass from Huerta, under pressure, rolling out to his right, throws the deep one into the end zone for Taylor, nearly picked off. The ball over the defender, right into Taylor's bucket. Taylor nearly dropping it, but he does come down with the ball, full-on possession in the end zone, and we have a tie ball game here in Castro Valley.
And it was the exact same play that they ran on 3rd down. And basically, coach saying, there's no way we would try that again, right? Not on 4th down. They tried it again, the same play. This time the quarterback had just a second longer to throw it. And, man, I think the receiver was bobbling it in the end zone, but what a play. Back in. What a play. And that was just great execution, and they were able to convert the extra point. So 1-point lead for Castro Valley now.
Yeah, so a tie no more. The home team Trojans taking the lead with 2:06 left to play in the first quarter. 7-6 is your score. Willie, how about a little announcement for us, huh?
Got it. PlayOn Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at PlayOn Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
All right, thank you, Willie. And that reminds me, I've got to really get better at trying to get this whole Twitter thing going on during broadcasts. I read a piece on LinkedIn. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that social networking site, but they say that that's one of the things that's separating broadcasters the best from the just average guys. You got to get that social networking thing going. I'm still kind of late to the Twitter feed, but I'm really going to try to get it going here. Send some tweets. Kickoff that bounces around on the ground for quite a while. San Leandro hesitant to return it there. Number 2 for San Leandro, Christian Carter. Seemed like he wanted to return it, but then was having problems reading the bounce that the ball was getting off that turf for Castro Valley, and then it just kept bouncing further and further into San Leandro territory, and finally he touches it and downs the ball at his own 10-yard line. So that's where San Leandro will take to the field for their second offensive possession tonight. So far they're 1 for 1 as they had a 38-yard touchdown pass to cap off their first offensive possession of this game. The first play from their second offensive position is a run up the middle and slightly towards the left near side towards us in the booth.
That was Bryson LeSure getting his team out of trouble. All the way stacked up way back there, and now they're at a much better field position here, way out of the way of the end zone, and a 2nd and 1 and an opportunity to kind of get deep in the playbook here. So interested to see what Coach Bowers dials up.
Yeah, a little bit more breathing room, if you will, for the Pirates. 2nd and 1, ball at their own 20-yard line. 2 receivers split to the far side. It's going to be Johnson rolling out to that far side, and Johnson still on his feet before being tackled before the 40-yard line. Steven Johnson looking like a guy that I remember that was quite legendary in San Leandro back in the day, that being Dennis Dixon, one of the best quarterbacks I have ever seen in the Bay Area play that position. And Dennis Dixon, who was known as a dual-threat quarterback, can throw and run, and you saw that with Johnson on that play, using his legs to pick up the first down.
Yeah, and Johnson's only a sophomore, and we were talking to Coach Bowers, and he really has high expectations for this kid, and boy, what a run on that play.
Yeah, an 18-yard pickup by the quarterback, and now another good run, which looks like it's going to be close to a first down, not from Johnson, the quarterback, but from one of the running backs for San Leandro.
And San Leandro's offensive line.
And that's going to be Randy Bell on the carry, excuse me.
Nice carry by Bell, but yeah, the offensive line of San Leandro is winning the battle right now, and they're getting chunks early in the series on first down, and then making it kind of easy to call different plays on 2nd and 3rd down. So Castro Valley is going to have to get an answer to this run game.
And it was a first down pickup for Bell on that previous play. Got the ball out to the San Leandro 48-yard line. This time a run up the middle misdirection counter, and Castro Valley was ready for it, as just a little bit of a pickup there for San Leandro. It'll be a 2-yard pickup.
This is a nice play from Castro Valley, right on time. Defensive line won that battle, and only a 2-yard run, so good play from Castro Valley.
San Leandro breaking out of their huddle, and they will not get a playoff as the first quarter will come to an end here at Castro Valley High School. The Trojans of Castro Valley, the home team, looking for their first home win of the season. They've played 2 games here and have come up on the short end of the stick. Well, right now, they have a short lead at the moment, 7-6 going into the second quarter in front of their hometown fans. You've been listening to this game broadcast on PlayOn Sports, your destination for high school sports. Michael Smith with the play-by-play. Willie McFarland giving you the analysis. There goes the cheerleaders with their pom-poms. Like I said, they are pink in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness. This is the official month to support that cause. I know I work at Safeway, and a lot of the ladies, or well, gentlemen too, but wearing pink shirts to support the cause. We have pink balloons all over the store. Like I said, as far as the football game goes, a couple guys, Demarie Lane, D-Train Lane, he has some pink tape on his forearms, as does a couple of other players. But we are going to be back to start the second quarter here from Castro Valley, who is leading by a slim margin, 7-6. But San Leandro is charging for another score at the moment. Ball placed at the 50-yard line, directly in the middle of the field. Fumble here on this run on 2nd and 8. Players diving to get on top of the ball. We'll see who has possession and who does not. The referee is going to sort this thing all out for us.
I thought I saw big number 75 fall on it.
And it's going to be San Leandro who retains possession.
Yeah, I think that was Islam recovering that fumble. Heads-up play, and just handoff was just slightly out of reach. And boy, lucky break. They recovered it, but they've got a 3rd and long, and they might have to dial up a pass play here.
All right, so it'll be, well, the scoreboard showing 2nd and 9, but the field marker showing a 3rd down. It's Johnson rolling far side left, looking for a receiver, and he finds one who tightropes the sidelines there on that far side. Johnson is 3 of 3 tonight in the air.
And Ruben Baker at the other end of that pass just kind of found a soft spot in the defense, and you know, was there for the catch. And one thing that kind of surprised me was I thought we had another late tackle out of bounds, and they called the first one, but they didn't call that one. So you know, it was on the other side of the field. Maybe I didn't see it all the way, but kind of surprised on that. No call.
A lot of guys stacked up towards that far side there on this next play from scrimmage after picking up the first down via the air from Johnson to Baker. They got the ball all the way down to the 35-yard line of Castro Valley, and on this next play, they pick up a 1-yard gainer to make it 2nd and 9. Ball now placed at the 34-yard line of Castro Valley. Sorry to cut you off there.
Well, it looks like Castro's defense is kind of tightening up on the run game a little bit. And I don't know, that was some kind of misdirection. I completely lost the ball on that one.
Yeah, I did as well. I was looking down at something, but it was a give to Randy Bell, is what I'm getting from the announcer. Give to Randy Bell along the far sideline. Robert Taylor in on the stop for Castro Valley, but Robert Taylor tackling him after Bell had already picked up the first down. So it'll now be a 1st and 10 for the Pirates of San Leandro at the Castro Valley 20-yard line. They are technically in the red zone for the first time tonight. They did score earlier in the ball game, but that was outside the red zone with a 38-yard touchdown pass from Johnson to Baker. This time, Johnson keeping it himself.
And well done by
along the near side.
Sorry, Michael, I was going to say, well done by Castro Valley. Last time that play went for about 30, 35, I believe. And this time, Castro's defense quick to the edge and able to wrap up Johnson early. So win for the defense on that play, but they've got to stay tight for 2 more downs here if they want to keep a touchdown off the board.
So a 2-yard pickup on the quarterback keeper. It'll be 2nd and 8. Once again, 2 receivers with a halfback as well, stacked to the far side. Pass from Johnson. It's on the money. Is it caught, though? Johnson jumping around as if it is, and yes, it'll be a touchdown for San Leandro. And this time, the catch is made by number 8, Finau Mataafa. Yes, Mataafa. There we go. So Finau
ran a nice route, and the play was a little bootleg out to the left. Try to get Johnson out in some space, and a nice play call. Great throw and great route, and just a nice touchdown overall from Finau and Johnson.
So Finau Mataafa hauling in the 18-yard pass from his quarterback Johnson, and now San Leandro going to go for 2.
They're having trouble on these conversions.
Yeah,
here.
Bad snap there this time on that conversion. It was a low snap, and Johnson just quickly scooped up the ball and fell to a knee, thus putting an end to the 2-point conversion, and it'll be no good. So San Leandro does take the lead, however, 12-7. Another touchdown pass for Johnson and the Pirates, this time to Finau Mataafa. And I'll turn it over to you for an announcement.
PlayOnSports.com is not only your destination for Friday night football action, but it's also the place for the most comprehensive coverage of high school playoff and championships events in all sports from across the country. PlayOnSports.com. High school sports lives here.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, we could see San Leandro's offense is kind of doing what they want right now, which is getting the run started early, then throwing in a few misdirection plays, and when they want to, the pass is there, because Castro Valley has to respect the run and also the quarterback keeper plays. And on that last touchdown pass, we saw Johnson rolling out to the left. Defense got to respect the fact that he might just take it himself, and he's able to locate the open receiver. So offense looking good so far from San Leandro.
Well, like I was saying earlier in this game, I am very impressed so far in the early goings by Steven Johnson, only a sophomore, was on San Leandro's varsity squad last year as a freshman. And I hate to make comparisons to guys that are accomplished because you never know what's going to happen. Dennis Dixon, though, really is a name that rings rather similar to what I'm seeing from Steven Johnson. Dennis Dixon was a quarterback at San Leandro who is now with the Pittsburgh Steelers. A kickoff return that could go to the house for Castro Valley. A couple missed tackles down the far sideline. No one is going to catch him, and that is going to be a touchdown for the Trojans. I think that was Robert Taylor. And it was Robert Taylor, the explosive playmaker, the home run guy. And he shows that he can make like a banana and split as he picked up a very shallow, high kick from San Leandro at about his own 34-yard line, split some defenders up the middle, and then quickly bolted to the far side, right side of the field, and was gone to the house untouched.
It looked like he was coming our way, reversing field, took 1 foot, stabbed it in the ground, and he was off to the races. And that was a phenomenal run, and really showing some great speed on that play.
I can't quite say where exactly he recorded or picked up the ball. You're saying about the 25?
I think it was about the 25.
Yeah, the 25 sounds about accurate.
30, maybe in between there. But
so we'll say a 70-yard plus kickoff return for a touchdown.
In the coverage team, San Leandro had made some. They were up the field fast on the left side, and it was almost like they kind of overplayed it a little bit in the middle. He made one cut, and he was behind everybody.
Right. Everyone was in the middle of the field for San Leandro's kickoff unit. No one was on that right side of the field.
Well, when he started to reverse field, I think San Leandro, well aware of his speed, he started going that way, but overplayed it too much, and he was able to break it out on the right side. But still a fantastic run, and we got a good game on our hands right here. Just a 2-point lead here for Castro Valley. So we'll see if San Leandro can answer here on this series.
Well, Robert Taylor, a guy that Castro Valley was very excited to pick up in this offseason. He is a junior transfer from another local school in the area, that being the Arroyo Dons of San Lorenzo. And what a playmaker they got with him, huh?
Absolutely, and he's a junior, so they got him for another. Oh, onside here.
They're trying an onside kick. Did it take the necessary? Did it go the necessary distance?
Boy, it was moving slow.
Before Castro Valley can touch it legally. It doesn't look like it. It looks like their defense is going to come onto the field, and the ball didn't go quite far enough before they can touch it.
Well, if they touched it, they would have got a penalty. I think it did go, but San Leandro right on the spot, able to recover it, and that was a dribbler. That thing was just rolling slow. I'm surprised it did actually make it, to be honest. But look, they're right on the 50, so I guess it had to have made it.
Talk about catching people off guard. That was well dialed up. It caught me off guard. I wouldn't have never called an onside kick that early. A misfumbled snap there as a new quarterback in for San Leandro. Jose Ferreira, the other part of the duo that will play the quarterback position tonight. That's what Coach Brad Bowers was telling Willie and I before the game, that he was not only going to have Steven Johnson play, Steven Johnson was going to start, but Jose Ferreira, the senior captain, who was one of the top returners from last year's squad, he will also be in the mix as far as the quarterback position goes, and it was a bad snap. Johnson was able to just give it to his running back, that being number 32, Alvin Quang. Quang picking up 4 yards. It'll be 2nd and 6, and a big run here for San Leandro. A flag does fly throughout the run, but it's number 8, Finau Mataafa, and he picks up a first down and more along the near side on the halfback give, but there is some laundry on the field, and we're going to see what that is for.
I didn't see anything. I think it's going to be against San Leandro here. Probably a holding call.
That's what it looks like, as, yes, it is going to be holding against San Leandro. So it'll bring the ball back to the 48-yard line of Castro Valley and create a 2nd and 6. Ferreira still in at quarterback as he breaks the huddle for his Pirates. They are looking to go 3 for 3 on their first 3 offensive drives of the game. 3 for 3 in scoring-wise. It was a run to the left, and the Trojans were there to eat that one up rather quickly. And the charge led there by number 6, Luke Morrow, the senior defensive back.
Yeah, so through the first quarter, we kind of saw San Leandro's offensive line pushing those guys around, but they seemed like maybe riding a little momentum of that big return and making a nice defensive play. Now we got a big 3rd down and long. I got a chance to call a San Leandro game earlier in the season, and only Ferreira, I believe, was playing QB during that game, and he made a couple nice pass plays downfield. He can throw it. He's a pretty good QB, so we'll see in this long yardage situation if they go to the air.
Yeah, it is a long yardage situation. 3rd and 10, ball at the 50, and it is Ferreira to throw deep down the middle. He has a receiver, and guess what? The receiver is the quarterback who threw the first 2 touchdowns, and now he will get a touchdown receiving-wise. Steven Johnson on a deep post route across the middle of the field just jumps up and snags the ball in what was a rather crowded backfield there. There was about 2 Trojan defenders in the area, but Johnson comes up with the catch and then sprints his way into the end zone for a touchdown. And so right on par is a 50-yard bomb from Ferreira to Johnson, quarterback to quarterback, if you will. And right as Willie was talking about how he's seen Ferreira's arm earlier in the season, well, Ferreira shows it off for display here and now gives his Pirates an 18-14 advantage with 7 minutes and 13 seconds left before the half. And San Leandro is going to go for 2. They line up with 2 receivers near side. It's a fake from Ferreira. He looks to the end zone. The ball is caught both feet inbounds by number 2, Christian Carter. And so, for the first time tonight, the Pirates convert after a touchdown. And this time it'll be a 2-point conversion. So, 20-14 your score. San Leandro leading by 6 with 7 minutes and 13 seconds left to go before the half.
And this game just kind of keeps getting better and better here. We got a little shootout on our hands, if you will. And if I'm Castro Valley and I'm playing defense and I see Steven Johnson line up anywhere on the field, I got to make a mental note, because not only has he been able to scramble for big run plays and throw it for big plays, but he just caught about a 40-yard bomb from his teammate Ferreira. So definitely going to have to key on that guy for your Castro Valley's defense.
Yeah, he is a star in the making, and we're seeing
Absolutely.
it tonight. He has played a role or a part, if you will, in every touchdown tonight for San Leandro, 3 on altogether. And so San Leandro now 3 for 3 in their first 3 offensive possessions of the game. Each one has resulted in a touchdown.
Yeah, and I just want to go back to that play. That was a 3rd and 10. We saw that. So Coach Bowers kind of not gambling, I would say, but he wanted, it was kind of an all or nothing play call. He wasn't just going for the first down, but rather going for the touchdown. So I like that. I like that kind of aggressive play calling in a game where defenses have had a hard time stopping offense early.
Well, Coach Bowers, and this isn't his first rodeo. 10 years he has coached, been the head guy for San Leandro, and it seems like almost each year he has led his San Leandro Pirates to a Hayward Area Athletic League championship. Last year it was Bishop O'Dowd who won the league title, but San Leandro has predominantly been the champ of that league for quite a long time, especially in the early 2000s. They were always that team that kind of gave De La Salle a run for their money, or any team, if you will, in the North Coast Section Division I ranks. A low bouncing kick that is taken by Castro Valley and gets out to about their 33-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Trojans. A man trying to get in position there along the far side, one of the halfbacks here in this wing T set for the Trojans. And it's a fake give. Huerta, the quarterback's going to keep it himself. He avoids one tackler and then gets swarmed and swallowed up by number 66 for San Leandro. And that's going to be, I think that's 68, Marino Contillo, senior, 5'9", 230-pound defensive lineman in on the tackle there.
Yeah, they've got some big D linemen, big and fast, and they were not fooled at all by that play. And now Castro Valley in a bit of trouble here. Big 2nd down and long.
This is where you might want to get your playmaker Taylor involved. He is in motion. They give it to him on a delayed draw, and he has a lot of wide open space on the field. He is upfield, 50, 30, 20, 10, escaping a couple arm tackles, and a touchdown for Robert Taylor for the Trojans. Oh, my God. My goodness.
My.
A 72-yard run for Robert Taylor on a delayed draw. One of those, Taylor sticks out his hands, the quarterback places it right behind his back. Taylor does the rest, and the rest was quite exceptional. A 72-yard run.
This is a fantastic execution. Basically, a delayed draw, I guess. Yeah, that's a good way. I've never really seen a play like it, and the defense just completely sold on the play. And then Taylor showing his excellent speed as he did on his run back and just breaking that thing open. But, man, this game is I don't know what to say. It's just big play after big play. And Castro Valley on a 2nd and long situation, looking like maybe we'd see our first punt of the game. But sure enough, Robert Taylor with another just incredible run.
Well, I knew once I saw the neon green cleats of Robert Taylor lined up near side towards us, I said, they got to go to him. He has played a part in every touchdown for Castro Valley, as Taylor has hauled in a pass for a touchdown. He has returned a kickoff for a touchdown, and now runs one for a long way for a touchdown. So I guess we're seeing 2 stars in the making here, one
Absolutely.
for each team, in both Robert Taylor and Steven Johnson.
The interesting thing.
And which star is going to win out? That's going to be the interesting question at the end of the night.
That's interesting. And also, if you look at the score, we're looking at 3 touchdowns apiece, but a 1-point lead for Castro Valley. So execution during the extra point is also could be a factor here with the teams trading punches as they are right now.
Yeah, 4 touchdowns combined by both teams in about 3 minutes' time. That is pretty exceptional, if you will, as Castro Valley kicks this one off. The ball bounces around the far sideline.
Out of bounds.
And it will go out of bounds. So the chain gang will move the ball up, and the refs will take the ball up to should be the 30 or the 40-yard line, the 45. Is it the 40?
I think I thought it was the 40. I don't know if it's different for high school. I think it's going to be the 40.
It should be the 40-yard line.
35. 35. I guess it is different.
So now we know 35-yard line is where the ball is placed when the kickoff goes out of bounds, as was the case there. So San Leandro to take to the field. They're trying to go 4 for 4 now. So 6 minutes, 24 seconds left before the first half. Give up the middle. We'll see who is carrying the ball there for the Pirates. I believe it was Randy Bell. And it was Bell on the carry. And it was Nick Alfaro making the tackle for Castro Valley. 3-yard pickup from Bell. Makes it 2nd and 7 now for San Leandro. Ball at their own 37-yard line. Receiver split far side near us here in the booth. Ferreira fakes to give to Bell. Now looks to the far sideline, and the ball sails over his intended receiver, that being Finau Mataafa.
And he had him, too. He was open by about a good 3 or 4 steps. And right before that play, I was going to say that with 5:34 left, the way that San Leandro likes to run the ball, this could be the last possession. But looking like they're going to have to go to the air now, 3rd and long. So we could be seeing a couple more possessions. And the way this game was going, most likely we're going to see at least 2 or 3 more.
Well, they're lining up with 2 receivers to the near side and also a halfback. And the ball nearly picked off by Castro Valley's number 32, Alvin Quang, but there was a flag that was thrown before the ball was thrown by Ferreira, and I think that's going to be a holding call against San Leandro. So Castro Valley should be in the position to either accept or decline. Yes, it will be a hold against San Leandro. I wonder what Coach Nick McMaster is going to do, if he's going to back him up even more. I think he's going to decline it and let it be 4th down.
He declined it.
Yeah.
And that was the right move. You know, he was probably pretty certain that, well, maybe not super certain, but probably would have stopped him on 3rd down, but he wants to get this ball back
Quang
now.
almost had that pick. It was right in his hands.
Absolutely.
Quang was trying to intercept it before forward progress would have had him stepping out of bounds. Quang dropped it, so 4th and 7 from the 37 for San Leandro, their own 37, and they will punt for the first time tonight. Punt nearly blocked there. A nice, long, high-skying punt that will bounce around at about the 30-yard line and will be down by San Leandro at the 31. So clock stopping with 5 minutes now and 18 seconds left here in the second quarter before halftime. We are live from Castro Valley High School in Castro Valley, California, East Bay area. Castro Valley nestled in between Hayward and the next closest city, which would be Pleasanton to the far east. A good region for football out here, though. The Hayward Area Athletic League, what it used to be. Now these teams compete in the WAC Football 12 Foothill Division. And Castro Valley will run the ball here on their first play from scrimmage on this drive.
So you can sense, I mean, just a little bit of that kind of frenetic pace. You can sense a little bit of these teams kind of letting off the gas a little bit.
Slowing down a little bit,
but we'll see. I mean, with the playmakers they have.
Well, this is a pretty nifty little trick play, fake if you will. They had Robert Taylor coming across in motion. They faked a fly sweep to him. The snap goes high over Taylor. The quarterback was behind Taylor. Taylor kind of made his motion in front of the quarterback. The snap goes over Taylor to the quarterback, who fakes then a handoff to his running back, set back, threw the ball. The ball was incomplete to his intended target just along the near side hash and was almost picked off. It was a great deflection there from San Leandro. Good coverage on the play.
Yeah, DeAndre Johnson timing it nicely, not to get the PI and breaking up the play, which was a pretty well-designed play.
Robert Taylor once again in motion from left to right, and it's Huerta throwing to Taylor, who cannot haul it in deep down the middle of the field. He was triple covered, but Huerta still tried to get the ball into the hands of his playmaker. The ball hit Taylor in the shoulder pads.
It's a fantastic throw.
Yeah, the throw was on the money. Taylor cannot come up with it. I think there was too many defenders blocking his view of the ball there, and now he's going to check his socks and come off to the sideline here for a breather. But, man, they almost had themselves another big play, and so for the first time in a long time, Castro Valley is going to punt. It's their second punt of the game, and it's fielded by San Leandro, a spin move, but then brought down was Christian Carter, the punt returner. I'm surprised Carter didn't call fair catch. There was a lot of green and gold in the area by the time the punt got to him, but he was brave enough to take it and do something with it, or try to do something with it. He gets the ball out to the 48-yard line, his own 48-yard line.
Yeah, and we're seeing a little bit of a field position game happening here with San Leandro starting about midfield.
San Leandro bunched up pretty tight, only one receiver along the far side, and before the play can get going, flags fly from the men in black and white stripes.
And we've got some penalties now kind of adding up here for San Leandro that they're going to make it. It's going to make it a lot more difficult the way they like to run the ball early in the early down situations. Now these penalties are kind of limiting their options a little bit and what they want to do. So definitely an effect on the last series and this one so far, penalties for San Leandro.
Yeah, false start, backed him up 5. It'll be 1st and 15. Handoff to Randy Bell, who escapes from a cloud of darkness, and he is going to be untouched into the end zone. Far side, a 43-yard gallop from Randy Bell, and he has scored now for San Leandro, his first touchdown of the night, and that'll put San Leandro back on top by a score of 26-21.
Oh my gosh, there's enough highlights in this game so far that I've seen in the first 5 games this season.
And correction, that was actually a longer run than that. It was a 57-yard run. I saw the 43 on the scoreboard, but they were on the 40. They were on their own 43-yard line. So a 57-yard run to the house for Randy Bell. Players on a knee, as one of the players for San Leandro who was injured, that being Ruben Garcia Ceja, a junior running back, was down, but he did get up, and so the San Leandro fans clapping that up and cheering that up. But yeah, a lot of explosive plays here in this game.
Absolutely.
For both teams.
I think Castro Valley on that play, sensing the long yardage situation, overplayed it a little bit. And Bell was kind of able to just break out of that dense crowd, and no one was there to kind of to guard against the big hit, the big play. So,
well, timeout is taken by San Leandro. Their first timeout taken tonight with 4:09 left before halftime, and they're trying to figure out if they want to just go for one or try to go for 2. And if they go for 2, then it makes it a 7-point game. But yeah, I did not think that Randy Bell was going to get out of that. And there was a lot of people in the area, far side, and then out of nowhere it was like poof, he escaped, and
yeah, he did.
He left everyone else in his dust.
Yeah, showing good speed in this play right now. This kind of extra point situation it's bigger than it usually is, I guess, when you're watching football. In that, if they get 2, now they're up a full touchdown, and if they don't, they're only up 5, even though they've got a 4-3 lead on touchdown scoring. So the way these teams are able to get in the end zone, these plays, executing these plays, are almost just as critical as the actual touchdown itself.
And so San Leandro out to the field to try the extra point conversion, and they got a little bit of a head start there, and the refs noticed that and threw a flag right away. So back the Pirates up 5 and have them try all over again. And it's a 2-point try for San Leandro with Steven Johnson, the quarterback. And it's no good as it was in and out of the hands of the intended target, who I believe was Keone Fumai, a tight end.
And that was the play, I believe, that they ran on the Finau went off a touchdown. And Castro Valley, having seen it already, might have sniffed it out a little earlier than San Leandro would have liked. But, yeah, I mean, so now you got only a 5-point lead for San Leandro, and plenty of time left on the clock for Castro Valley to answer. And on their last kickoff, Robert Taylor, the star player on Castro Valley, really disappointed he didn't get the ball, but I'm going to just venture and say he's not going to get another kick tonight after that run back he had. So we'll see what San Leandro decides to do kicking-wise here. Last play was a squib kick, I believe. But it's not going to go to Taylor.
So first the kickoff here, taken by Castro Valley's Demarie Lane, D-Train Lane, near side. And he will get the ball out to just shy of their own 40-yard line for the Castro Valley Trojans. So 1st and 10 for the Trojans at their own 39-yard line is actually where the ball will be placed. And once again, the whistles blow from the refs before this play can get started. And actually, it was a timeout taken just before the snap by the Trojans. Really quick, I just want to go to your take on this, Willie. Is my dad and I have actually been conversing over this over the past 2 weeks in the NFL game. I think it's kind of unfair that these teams somehow get these timeouts just before the snap. I mean, if the ball snapped, there's no way the ref should be at that point then saying, oh, well, we saw the coach take a timeout before. If the ball snapped, the play should be in, and, hey, you missed your chance. I mean, I think these teams are just getting a little too close with these timeouts, don't you think?
Yeah, I'm with you on that. And sometimes it can bite the coach who calls a timeout. We saw that in the Eagles game. I don't know if you saw that, but Andy Reid, trying to ice the kicker, calls a timeout, and he missed it. So luckily for him, he missed a second try as well. But, yeah, I mean, maybe you got to limit who can call the timeouts or when. But I don't know. It is kind of a tricky situation. Sometimes a whole play goes, and there's some big play or whatever, and then you find out, oh,
they got the timeout.
They got the
timeout
right before snap. I don't know.
It's ridiculous. But back to the field of play. 1st and 10. Taylor in motion, but instead it's a give to Demarie Lane. And D-Train Lane with another hard-nosed run. He took a couple big whacks from San Leandro's defensive front, but he kept them legs chugging, and he gets the ball past midfield. Just past midfield, to be exact. 49-yard line of San Leandro. Huerta coming back out onto the field as each time tonight, Huerta has come off to the sidelines to get the play and then back onto the field to relay the play to his teammates. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Trojans. Like I said, ball at the San Leandro 49-yard line, and it's the D-Train Lane shaking some tackles, busting free, the 20, the 10. Leg tackle, no good for San Leandro. Touchdown, Trojans. Demarie Lane holding that ball up in the air to say, oh, yeah, that was definitely me. And then he gives the ball to the ref saying, hey, I don't want to get a celebration penalty there. But a 49-yard sprint with a couple of nice moves made by the D-Train. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown.
D-Train doesn't go down after first contact. On the previous play, Finau Matafa bangs into him and thought the play was over. He hit him that hard. And wow, and then on that play, he spins out of his first hit, and sure enough, he turns it into a touchdown. So great running from Demarie Lane. Hopefully he likes D-Train.
Yeah, I mean I'm gonna have to definitely get get his take from that
Yeah.
after the game tonight, whether he's our player of the game or not. I'll definitely go down there and say, hey, man, is it cool? It's kind of like Olito Thompson. We had him up for our player of the game in the game that I broadcasted for PlayOn Sports when the Concord Minutemen defeated the Amador Valley Dons in what was a really good game there, 16-14. So we had Olito up, and I said, Olito, every time you've made something happen tonight, I said, holy Toledo, look out, there's Olito. I said, is that cool if I get that going? If you start hearing people say that, would you be cool with that? He said, hey, no problem, man.
And the way Lane runs the ball, I mean, is there almost any way that his name isn't D-Train at this point?
Well, I hope that people that have listened to my broadcast here aren't getting tired, and maybe I've thrown it out there a little too much, but it seems like there's always been a proper, appropriate situation for it. Back when I covered Amador Valley's season in 2009, my first year working for Jeff Kurtz when it was KBCSports.com, and they had a guy by the name of Dalton Teray, and with his initials DT, I figured D-Train would be good for him, and he loved it. But DeMaurier Lane, that just rhymes, it sounds good. And I'll tell you what looks good was this return by San Leandro. They got the ball close to midfield. It'll be around the 45-yard line for the Pirates where their start. But once again, another change of score here after the touchdown from the Trojans with the extra point good. Or I'm sorry, the extra point no good.
Yeah, no good. So Castro Valley kind of playing a more conservative game once they score, usually opting for 1 point. San Leandro going for 2 most of the time, and we got a 1-point lead for Castro Valley.
Johnson back in at quarterback for San Leandro, and he hands the ball off. Far side, left side. And it was Trammell on the tackle for Castro Valley. Trevor Trammell, one of the captains, senior, 6'1", 245-pound defensive lineman. Him along with Nick Lima and Joey Tognolini, the captains for this Castro Valley team. And one of those captains, Nick Lima, is out for the season with a broken foot, which he suffered in week 2. And it's San Leandro's Steven Johnson, the quarterback, with a misdirection run on his own. He faked as if he was going to give it to his back and then was looking around left or right where to run and decided, might as well just take it up the middle. But then he was met fast. He was met in a hurry by the Trojans defense. So, like you mentioned it earlier, Willie, this Trojans defense is really starting to step it up as far as their defensive front's concerned. Maybe not the backfield, which have let a couple big touchdown plays happen behind them, but the front, which was getting dominated by the offensive line earlier in the game, they're starting to pick it up a little bit for Castro Valley.
Yeah, and I think, big sack there.
Yeah, Steven Johnson here on a 3rd and 4 is sacked for a loss of some yards. And the Trojans are really fired up.
Hunter Huffaker on the sack. But yeah, back to your point that their defense is tightening up a little bit. I think a lot of that has to do with now they've kind of seen a lot of the looks they're going to get from San Leandro. And I think they're kind of starting to time it a little bit. And, effectively timing it on this series without question. So I think San Leandro's going to have to punt it here.
Well, you talk about effective timing. I guess it's an effective timeout right now for San Leandro, as 4th and 11 is what they're going to be facing once they get back from the timeout. They now have only 1 timeout remaining in the half. Castro Valley in good position if San Leandro punts the ball or does not get a first down here, because they still have 2 timeouts. So if they were to get the ball, they'll have some timeouts to use to help them keep the clock time, to help them keep time on the clock so they could get a potential score before halftime. They lead right now at the moment by 1, does the hometown Trojans, 27-26. You're listening to Michael K. Smith alongside Willie McFarland, giving you the broadcast here on PlayOn Sports. The Western Alameda County Conference opener for both squads, a new division that was just created this year, made up of 12 schools that form 2 divisions, the Foothill and the Shoreline. And the punt, bad snap, or you could say mishandled by San Leandro, but Ferreira doing a good job of picking up the snapping snafu, if you will, and then still got the punt off before it getting blocked. I must say, good awareness there by Ferreira.
Pretty incredible that he got it off, actually.
I'm surprised that he even punted it away instead of just trying to run and do something else with it.
And not only that, but it wasn't a bad punt at all.
No, it was actually probably the best of what you could have asked for given the situation, as the ball is not too deep, but it's in Castro Valley territory at their own 39-yard line. And that's quite a bit of a way to go, but they do have 2 timeouts. It's Huerta throwing to the D train, and Demarie Lane cannot come up with it, but once again, flags fly. So we have seen a lot of penalties here in the second quarter from both teams. And it's going to be a holding against the hometown Trojans. So that'll back them up even further. So now what was a rather good punt given the situation, putting the Trojans into their own side of the field. And now they're going to be backed up even further with only 1:43 left to go, but they do still have those 2 timeouts.
Yeah, they've got the 2 timeouts, but especially in high school now, it's not a whole lot of time for them to go down and score. They're going to have to get a couple of big plays if they hope to do so.
All right, so first and I believe 30 for the Castro Valley Trojans. Ball at their own 15-yard line, and they decide to just run with the ball to get a minimal gain there.
Is it already 4th down?
No, it's going to be. I know the chain gang need to step their game up. It's
they have replacement chain gangers, right?
Well, that was something I wasn't going to touch on, but man, replacement refs. I'm sure glad those guys are done. I'm glad to see the regular refs back in the NFL. I know they're still going to make bad calls from time to time, but not as many as the replacement refs are making. Man, it was hard to watch the NFL, as it wasn't just my team. I'm a San Francisco 49er fan, but it seemed like everyone was getting a bad call called against them at some point in time through the first couple of weeks of the season. And a timeout taken by, I believe, the Trojans, yes. So now they have 1 remaining, 48.6 seconds left before half. And in halftime, there's a couple things that I want to go over. We're going to talk more about that new league that both of these teams are playing in, the WAC. Willie and I will kind of break it down from a team-by-team perspective. We'll also be talking about how big of a weekend this is in the Bay Area for sports, and the high school action is only the first part of it, but boy and how do they have a lot of things to keep the Bay Area sports fan occupied this weekend. Major League Baseball playoffs, college football, NFL action, Fleet Week.
And you got to wonder, is Castro trying to score right now, or maybe just
that's what I'm trying to figure out too.
Get some field back so they don't give San Leandro a great position.
Well, some trickeration here. It goes to Demarie Lane, who escapes about 3 tackles, then picks up some pretty good yardage up the middle, but when you're looking at 30 yards left to pick up, it wasn't all that great. He might have picked up about 4 yards on the run, and clock now dwindling down to 36 seconds. They still have a timeout left. It is going to be 3rd and very, very long for the Trojans. And, yeah, I'm kind of just dazed and confused as well as far as what really are they trying to do here. It looks like they're just trying to run the ball out and be happy with their 1-point lead. Although it will be San Leandro getting the ball in the half, so maybe you might want to try to do something. Clock down to 10 seconds. They still have that timeout left. I don't see anyone signaling for a timeout. 6 seconds now remaining before half. And it looks like that is going to do it. That run play just now up the middle, and that will do it. So the men of Troy, the Trojans of green and gold from Castro Valley, will head into their home campus locker room, satisfied at the moment with their 1-point lead over big-time rival San Leandro. They lead 27-26. And so that will conclude the first half of play. Once again, the score going into halftime, it is the Castro Valley Trojans leading the San Leandro Pirates by a score of 27-26. We'll be back in a few moments with the PlayOnSports.com halftime show. Don't go anywhere. Remember, folks, it's Friday Night Football on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot at this.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot at this.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot at this.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot at this.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot at this.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot at this.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot at this.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot at this.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot at this.
from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Alright, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the PlayOn School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP. We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Alright, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the PlayOn School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Welcome to the PlayOnSports.com halftime show, coming to you live from Castro Valley High School in Castro Valley, California. I'm Michael K. Smith alongside Willie McFarland, and our halftime score has the Castro Valley Trojans holding on to a very slim margin, 27-26 against the visiting San Leandro Pirates. And let's just break down the game a little bit, and then we'll talk about some other things. But here I bring in Willie. Willie, we look at the scores tonight, and especially that second quarter was quite entertaining. But we'll start with the first quarter with San Leandro. Well, it was Castro Valley who got the ball, the opening kickoff. They couldn't quite do anything with it. That's when you were having some microphone issues. They ran the ball a lot with Demarie Lane. Nothing was really working out for them. They got stopped. They had to kick the ball away. And then San Leandro took to the field offensively for their first time, and they kind of showed how an offensive possession is supposed to go as far as taking it and getting a touchdown as the end result with the quarterback, Steven Johnson, only a sophomore, like we said, a star in the making, had a couple pretty good plays to keep his team. As it was the second play of the game, he passed. We didn't see any pass from Castro Valley in their first possession, but he passed to keep the drive going with the first down completion to his tight end, that being Keone Fumai, and then he finished it off with a 38-yard touchdown pass to his receiver, Ruben Baker, along the far sideline to put the Pirates up on the board first, 6-0. They tried for the extra point, but the kick was nearly blocked and went wide right. So with 6:46 left to go in the first quarter, 6-0 was your score. But then you got back in line, and here's where you come in. You got to see this score. The anything you can do, we can do better. As then Castro Valley came right back onto the field and made up for not scoring on their first drive, as they put together a very good drive, took up about 4 minutes and 40 seconds off the clock, and that drive was finalized by a pass of their own. Castro Valley breaking out from the run and actually passing the ball on what was I believe a fourth down, wasn't it? I think it was a fourth down conversion, that 26-yard touchdown pass from Huerta to Taylor. Huerta with a beautiful ball up over some San Leandro defenders and hit Taylor right into his chest. He hauled it in despite kind of bobbling it, but with the PAT try good, 7-6 to score, Castro Valley taking the lead.
Yeah, and basically, since I came in after kind of those mic difficulties, it's been a frenetic pace and a flurry of huge plays.
Well, let's talk about those huge plays. So that was the end of the first quarter scoring for both teams. 7-6 was the score, with Castro Valley leading by 1, just like they lead at half. It's kind of crazy. There we go. I'm back in. So 7-6. Then let's talk about that frenetic scoring paced second quarter or what have you. So then San Leandro gets back out onto the field. They got the ball. They would end with the ball with as the first quarter ended, but their drive would continue, and they would have another touchdown pass, this time from Johnson to Mataafa, an 18-yard touchdown pass along the far side that made it 12-7 as the team switched sides. San Leandro was marching southward down the field, and they tried for a 2-point conversion, but there was a low snap, bad snap, but 12-7 was your score. And then right after that, you want to talk quick pace, let's tell you, folks, it was to me directly after the touchdown. On the kickoff, it was Taylor this time striking once again for the Trojans as he took a kickoff return from what Willie and I are calling a 70-yard plus. Willie said he might have grabbed it about the 25-yard line, but just to be accurate, or just to be on the safe side, we'll say a 70-yard plus kickoff return in which can you break that down for us? You kind of had more of a read on that. I mean, I saw him escaping through the middle untouched, but you said there was a little bit more to it than just that.
Well, it was a high kick, and by the time he got the ball, San Leandro had kind of had it well covered. Their kickoff team had gotten up the field fast, and because of the high kick, they were close to him when he got the ball. So he started to kind of reverse field, and because they had already gotten so much ground, it was one cut, and he was behind him. And then from there, it was his speed that he was able to kind of bounce it back down and onto the far right sideline.
And there was no one there on that far right side.
There was nobody there because there was no one there because they were already past him.
Sure.
And but yeah, absolutely a great run. And then he showed the full sprinter speed, kind of outrunning everybody after that. But one of the many highlights of that second quarter, absolutely.
And Castro Valley would convert on the PAT try, so they would go up 14-12, a 2-point lead. But then, what do you know? San Leandro back out onto the field for their third time offensively, and they would make it third time's a charm. Once again, another touchdown, another pass from this time. Here's where the trickeration happened. So before the game, we were talking to head coach Brad Bowers, San Leandro's coach for 10 years now, and he said that they're going to run a 2-quarterback system with Ferreira and Johnson. But up until this point, we had not seen Ferreira out on the field as a quarterback. Well, when that third drive started, it was Ferreira to start the drive as the quarterback for his first time of the evening, and they were faced with a fourth down, it was a fourth down at about midfield, right at the 50. And we were kind of saying, they're going to need a big play here. And you were just talking about on the prior play that you had seen Ferreira in a game earlier this year when you covered the San Leandro-James Logan game. And you said that Ferreira had himself quite an arm. And it looked like with that situation, it was about a 4th and 10 that we were probably going to see a pass. and you couldn't have been more on the money. I mean, call it I guess ESP or whatever, but it was right on cue. It was Ferreira with a pass to who else but the guy who is the quarterback on the other 2 touchdown passes, the guy who is just a do-it-all athlete, if you will, is starting making sophomore Steven Johnson hauling it in. He was wide open with the well, actually, I wouldn't say he was wide open. He did a deep post route, middle of the field. There was about 2 defenders in the area, but Johnson just went up and just said, I'm going to take that. He snagged it, caught the ball in front of the defenders, and then outran them to the end zone to complete a 50-yard touchdown play. That was just about 2 minutes right after the kickoff return for the touchdown. And then the 2-point try was good as Ferreira threw one again, this time to Christian Carter, put him up 20-14.
Yeah, and back to that touchdown from Ferreira, I don't think Castro Valley kind of were expecting it. I mean, it was either 3rd or 4th down, but it was certainly 10 yards to go. And
they didn't hear you from all the way up here in the booth? No.
And, you were kind of thinking probably a conservative play or maybe just move the chains. But a new quarterback in the game, they decided to go for the home run, and it worked. And it was a fantastic throw and catch.
Well, you talk about home runs, and this game has just been a bunch of home runs. I mean, if we were watching baseball, you'd be seeing a lot of balls flying out of the park. As then, just under a minute after that, a 72-yard touchdown run from Taylor, who got a delayed type of draw handoff. He put Castro Valley back on top 21-20 with the PAT good. Then after that, there was a couple more scores. We'll get into those in just a minute as halftime resuming. Castro Valley's kick going out of bounds. Penalty will be called, and the ball will be moved up to the 35. But let's continue. So 21-20, again, the lead traded for the 5th time in the evening, make that the 6th time in the evening. Then San Leandro would come out onto the field, and they would score on their 4th offensive try, this time a 57-yard touchdown run. Well, let's talk about give me a little feed on that Drew handoff. You were pretty impressed with that on that delayed draw there, or the Taylor draw, the 72-yard touchdown run.
Yeah. It was a really well-executed play. They were able to open up the entire middle of the field with the misdirection, and then kind of almost Statue of Liberty-esque handoff, and just great execution.
Yeah,
there.
I think that's what you called it. It looked similar to that Statue of Liberty ran by Boise State in that Fiesta Bowl against Oklahoma with Ian Johnson. San Leandro running the ball here on their first play of the second half, and they pick up 3 yards. It is Steven Johnson, the sophomore, in at quarterback. We'll recap the rest of the scores here in just the next time we can. It's actually a 4-yard pickup. And the halfback on the right side in motion, and it's a run, a counter run for the Pirates. Started to the left and then broke out to the right.
It's going to be interesting.
Hairston on the carry for San Leandro.
Sorry, Michael.
No problem.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens in the second half if teams kind of would adjust to all those big plays from the first half and kind of maybe they're anticipating a little bit more what they think the other team's going to do. It's going to be hard to say until we see the second half play out, but early.
San Leandro lost a couple yards on that previous run by Hairston, but I think they have made up for it with a first down reception there. Steven Johnson rolling out to his left, far side, and throws a low-lining dart to his target there. And it is good for a first down as the chains move. I think it was Fumai, the tight end, but I'm not quite sure on that. All I know was that it was a completed pass for a first down. It gets the ball out to the 46-yard line, their own 46 for San Leandro. Receivers on each side with just one back directly behind the quarterback and then a halfback on the right side as well. And the give goes to the back directly behind Johnson, that being Randy Bell, who, let's continue. So Randy Bell, after Castro Valley took the lead 21-20 on the delayed draw give to Taylor, it was Bell with a big run of his own, a 57-yard touchdown run. It was, I'd say, probably a halfback tackle off left side type of run play in which he bolted to the house far sideline untouched, 26-21. And he really, took off like a cloud of smoke. It seemed to be tackled shy of a first down, then out of nowhere disappeared from this cluster of green and gold, and I'll let Willie talk about that in just a couple seconds, but it's a give for San Leandro on a 2nd and 8, and Willie talks about Castro Valley's defense being more aware and alert of what's going on now after they've seen a couple offensive possessions from San Leandro, and they sure sniffed that run play out, as that might be a loss of some yardage, and it will be. It'll be about a loss of 3. It should be 3rd and 11. Actually, they're going to say 4. It's going to be 3rd and 12. But talk about that run from Bell off the left side in which he kind of just shot out of nowhere from the big cluster of green and gold.
Yeah, it was a good run. It wasn't designed to go big yardage, and there was kind of this cloud, and couldn't really see. He's bouncing around in there, and then he's able to kind of squirt out and show off some of his speed and take it to the house.
That put San Leandro up 26-21 as they tried for a 2-point try, a pass. It was incomplete. And on 3rd and 12, San Leandro tries to run the ball with Robert Alito. Outside run towards us here in the booth, the near side, and Castro Valley's defense stepping up large once again.
Yeah, so they're kind of timing the run plays now.
Trevor Trammell, one of the defensive linemen, in on the tackle.
They saw it. They saw the offense for a whole half, and on that series made the proper adjustments and got some great stops.
San Leandro punting, and the ball nearly blocked. It's the dangerous Taylor back deep to return, but the punt is shallow, about 10 yards in front of Taylor, and the ball took a Castro Valley roll, so he wasn't trying to have any part of it. Meanwhile, San Leandro trying to down it as quickly as possible. That will stop the clock with 8 minutes and 7 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. Castro Valley's offense back out onto the field, resuming control of that 1-point lead, 27-26.
And San Leandro's had some execution difficulty on punt team. And
almost every punt looks like it was about to be blocked.
And if I'm Coach Bowers, I'm very hesitant to want to punt it now.
Robert Taylor, fly sweep, trying to call out his blocking assignments along the far sideline, as he did just as what you would see a pretty talented football player do, as far as he was waiting and letting his blocks happen in front of him before just bolting up the field. And in this wing T formation, this fly sweep to Taylor has really given San Leandro a lot of fits. This is the first time we've seen Castro Valley actually give it to Taylor. We've seen him come across in motion as if he was to get the ball in these fly sweeps, but they've opted to fake it to him and then get like a run up the middle or something. But this is the first time since about midway through the second where we actually saw Taylor get one of those fly sweep handoffs, which was good for a first down and got the ball into San Leandro territory at the 47-yard line. This time a run up the middle for the Trojans, and not much yardage picked up there. And then the last play to finish off that first half as far as the last scoring play. So then just not even a minute less than that 57-yard touchdown run by Bell, which put San Leandro up by 5, 26-21. Then you had a big run for the Castro Valley Trojans, and it was the D-Train Lane, Demarie Lane, with a 49-yard touchdown run in which he showed a little bit of everything. Power, speed, 2nd and 8 for the Trojans. We'll talk about that run in just a minute. Taylor, the back, fumbles it on a draw play there. Luckily, the D-Train had some good eyes, good vision, saw that ball bouncing on the turf and picked it up, because that could have been a big momentum swing had that fumble would have been lost with San Leandro recovering. But that is not the case due to some alertness by the D-Train.
Yeah, nice awareness
there. That's how you have
there.
your teammates back, yeah.
And that was the same delayed draw play. We don't know what to call the handoff that they ran for the touchdown.
Huerta under some pressure, ducks away from one sack, and then gets ripped down up high. And yeah, the late flag flies, and deservedly so. That being number 55 for San Leandro. That is Anthony Fotu, also nicknamed Tofa, in on the tackle. And I think I'm about 99.9% sure that is going to be a horse collar tackle. And I've got the Huerta family right in front of me, and I know Mama Huerta cannot be happy seeing her son get dragged down like that. And yeah, he's going to get rewarded with a 15-yard advantage up the field.
But you know, Michael, I'm not sure what the rule is. He got all jersey. Now, I don't know I don't know the rules well enough to know if you can still get a horse collar if you don't get into the pads. But that was an all jersey tackle. And so I think that they might have got a break there because I'm pretty sure that's a legal tackle. What do you think?
Well, from what I've seen now in the games that I've covered, the first 3 games of the season, from what I've covered in the past and what I've seen watching college and pros, it seems like the refs are just going to call it anytime they see anyone going up that high. It doesn't matter if it's all jersey or pads. If you're getting up that high to tackle somebody and you can't tackle down lower in the proper tackling position, they're gonna ring you up for it, and they're gonna. It's more kind of like a demonstration to prove that we want to see true tackling. Regardless if it's pads or not, they just don't want to see guys going up that high to make the tackle. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. And it's going to be an unfortunate penalty. Well, if they can't stop them here because they had that play sniffed out completely.
A couple plays have gone by. It's now 3rd and 3 for the Trojans. The D-Train lane showing some spin moves there. If you're playing the PlayStation, I think that's the circle button on Madden. But he had a couple spins there.
But nice play from the defense, stacking them up.
Yeah, you got to give credit to San Leandro.
But we're probably in 4-down territory. We're looking at, the 40-yard line.
Would you go for it here? I mean, if you were Coach McMaster, 4th and 3 from the 40, it's a rather long field goal. And
yeah, I don't think you kick it, and I think they're doing the right thing, and they're coming. It's a quick pace.
And there you go. Fly sweep to Taylor. Has blocking in front of him. He has the first down and then some. Down the far sideline. Escapes 1 tackle. Escapes 2 tackles. And is into the end zone. A touchdown for the Trojans. It is Robert Taylor once again for his 3rd. Make that his 4th score of the night. 4 score and long ago, or whatever that quote used to be. Whatever the case, it's a 4th score for Robert Taylor. He has just scored in every type of variety, all of them being big type of plays of 25 yards or more.
Yeah, he gets the edge, and he's like a blur. Fantastic run. And if I'm San Leandro's defense on 4th and 2, you've got to be able to locate the playmakers. You can't the offense is going to go to their guys that they trust in those situations. And I think you've got to be a little bit more aware when Robert Taylor is on the field on a 4th and 2 situation, not to come down on him too hard. But back to the run was fantastic. He's able to get the edge, and nice play call on 4th and 2 there.
The extra point try is good for Castro Valley. And so they up their lead to 8 points now, 34-26 over the visiting San Leandro Pirates. This is a rivalry that dates way back, and Castro Valley is searching for their first win in, well, from what I know, 8 years. That's how far back I can track the rivalry thanks to maxpreps.com. I couldn't find more that or any records of the game past. How about we go to an advertisement, then we'll come back to that.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you're enjoying here tonight? Tell your school to sign up for the PlayOn Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
All right, thank you, Willie. A short kick, not a lot of height, not a lot of distance for Castro Valley.
Now, San Leandro is in this game, down 1 score.
And San Leandro, really quick, San Leandro is going to have the ball at their own 37-yard line to start. Go on.
But you wouldn't really know it from the body language. I've kind of sensed a swing here in the momentum. They had to punt on their first offensive series, and then a penalty and some other things that led to the score. So, but they've got to stay strong mentally here. They're in this game, and we've seen they have big play potential. So.
Well, it is Steven Johnson, the sophomore, who is in at quarterback to start this possession for San Leandro. And a snap gone wrong, and Johnson looked like he was a member of the U.S. diving team. I mean, he went full out, head forward, just a nice little sprawl out there to recover that ball that was loose on the ground. And he actually ends up picking 3 yards up on that fumble recovery.
You know, the interesting thing is that both teams have dropped the ball a couple times, and we haven't seen one turnover as a result.
Yeah.
So
each team getting
heads up.
lucky on the fumbles.
Yeah, each team getting lucky on the fumbles, absolutely.
2nd and 7. A play-action fake for Johnson, who's dialing up a deep ball across the middle of the field, and it is in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Reuben Baker, which he has already connected with once for a score this evening. Baker doing about the same play that Johnson hauled in for a touchdown, that deep post route across the middle of the field. Once again, Castro Valley having some defenders set up in the area as it seemed like they were ready for it, and maybe they might have helped play a little role in that incomplete pass. Maybe they got a hand on it, deflected it out of the hands of Baker, but it looked like Baker definitely had a chance to catch it and could not haul it in.
Yeah, tough one, and we couldn't really see from this angle that, yeah, maybe Castro Valley guy got a hand on it, but well-thrown ball and really tough break for San Leandro, unable to come up with the completion.
3rd and 7 now, 2 receivers to the near side. It's another play-action fake from Johnson, and a great catch from the receiver if the refs say it is a catch, and they will say it is a catch. Wow, what a sprawl and dive. You want to talk full extension. He was emulating his quarterback there, was the receiver Finau Mataafa, and Finau making an extraordinary catch. Like I said, diving to his right, full extension, comes up with the catch, hauls it in, doesn't let it bounce and hit the ground on his way down, and he picks up a first down and gets the Pirates out past the 50-yard line. Ball placed at the Castro Valley 47-yard line. Now they have twin receivers set up to the far side, and a running back goes across in motion, and he's running as if it's going to be a receiver swing route to him, and that was the case. Steven Johnson looking for that running back that went out and swung out to the left side, that being number 28 or 26, Robert Alito, and the ball was a little bit high. Alito was trying to come down with it and then was just absolutely leveled by, I believe, number 22, Nick Alfaro for Castro Valley.
Yeah, nice defensive play. He saw the ball was high and he kind of decided just to go for the hit, but it was clean.
Yeah, went down low, right at the legs.
Yeah, nice play. And back to that catch we saw in that 3rd down conversion, that was huge. Right now, the momentum kind of shifting. Keeping the drive alive is very important. And San Leandro's got to keep this ball moving to kind of keep their heads in the game. Basically, the level of kind of enthusiasm and excitement right now is all on Castro Valley's side of the ball.
Yeah, you bring up a really good point, Willie. I think if they don't come up with a score here, it could be very damaging to their momentum and psyche, as Randy Bell rushing with the ball here on a 2nd and 10.
And
he just does his best Reggie Bush imitation. I think that was a run that was supposed to go up the middle, but instead he went horizontal instead of vertical on that run, just trying to get away from tacklers, using his speed to get around the outside there, and he picks up 4 yards.
Yeah, and that was number 22, Nick Alfaro, again on the tackle, and he's kind of teeing off right now, making 2 big hits on back-to-back plays, and again, we got another 3rd down, which is a big play for San Leandro right now.
Alfaro, one of the top newcomers to this year's Castro Valley squad, a junior. And a fumble on the play. It looks to be recovered by Castro Valley. At least that's what their players are signaling. Refs sorting it out, and it is going to be, yes, a lost fumble. So we were talking about earlier in this San Leandro drive how they've been very fortunate to both teams to have fumbled the ball and recover their own fumbles. And now we see the first lost fumble of the night, and it happens for a team that really, quite honestly, needed it not to happen to them the most, that being San Leandro. So a turnover on downs, 1st and 10 for the Trojans. A good run, which is still going by Demarie Lane. Flags do fly, and I think that one is going to get called back. I think it's going to be a holding against Castro Valley, but San Leandro having the momentum, and then just it gets taken away from them like that. Lost fumble.
Yeah, and that's 3 or maybe 4 mishandled snaps from under center. So right now, quarterback and center for San Leandro not really on the same page. Unfortunately for them, they've been able to cover it up, but they didn't on that play, and I guess that penalty was against San Leandro. So nothing going their way right now. It's not a good outlook right now.
So it will be a penalty against San Leandro. And so Castro Valley getting that good run by Lane. It stood. I almost wanted to say it was a play in which there was 2 penalties on the field, and they both offset, and then they let the play matriculate, and so the run did follow. I thought if the penalties offset, they would have to replay that play again, but in this case, being it happened during the play, it's almost as if a free play from being offsides on the defensive side of things, and so they let it go. Lane got the first down, then they picked up a yard right after to make it 2nd and 9. Fly sweep from the far side to near side this time, and instead of Taylor, it's going to be Alfaro, the guy who's been making great defensive plays, at least of late, making some key defensive stops on San Leandro's last offensive drive. And this time, Alfaro getting rewarded for that, it seemed, as if Coach said, hey, you know what, you've been doing so good for us defensively, we're going to give you a little offensive play to kind of reward you for that. And he picked up some big yardage. It was a first down run, but flags do fly, and it's a personal foul call against San Leandro. So not only is it going to be a first down, but there's going to be 15 yards tacked onto it. And so Castro Valley really getting helped out by some penalties now here in this drive, and that's just further killing the San Leandro confidence and momentum and psyche, if you will.
Yeah, they need to kind of bear down here and try to keep them out. They're having a lot of trouble on edge running plays. And penalties are really, really killing them right now on defense.
Castro Valley now with the 1st and 10 at their own, or at the San Leandro 12-yard line. They send Robert Taylor in motion on that fly sweep. They fake to him. They give it to the D-train, Demarie Lane, who was untouched as that one completely caught the San Leandro Pirates defense off guard. A run near side corner as Demarie Lane has an easy jaunt to the left corner of the end zone. No one in the area. For Lane, that is his 2nd touchdown run of the evening. And Castro Valley, with the extra point try being good, now has a 15-point advantage with only a minute 42 left to go in the 3rd quarter and still a 4th quarter to be played. So if San Leandro doesn't score on this next drive, this game could get ugly in a hurry.
Yeah, it will, and what they've got to do is kind of do the little things. You know, they've got athletes. We've seen the big play from them all throughout the first half, but right now we're seeing kind of some bad, body language and perhaps some fatigue setting in as well, certainly on the defensive side. This is those moments in a game where you need a big play to kind of reinvigorate your team, and we saw that in Castro Valley with their big hits on defense, and kind of the enthusiasm and overall energy is a lot higher on our Castro Valley side. And, San Leandro needs to kind of get some of that going for themselves. It has to happen with clean execution, and then a big play here or there is going to do it for them. And they've done it. They did it in the first half, so they've got to get something going on this series to regain some enthusiasm and energy on their side of the ball.
Yeah, 20 unanswered points by Castro Valley has really changed the complexion of this game. And this could change the complexion of the game as San Leandro has themselves a pretty good kickoff return. Still on their feet as he spins away from a tackle and now hurdles a defender. And he's now down to the 20. He's going to get into the end zone. 10, touchdown. Christian Carter, the senior, 5'10", 165-pound kickoff returner for the San Leandro Pirates. Are you kidding me? 86 yards and into the end zone for a score. The flags, or the
he's going to get a celebration penalty.
The referees, throwing a flag. Whistles are blown, but I think it is going to be after the touchdown. You were saying an excessive penalty.
Yeah.
Excessive celebration penalty, but you know what? If there's any time to get to go overboard with the celebration, it's going to be that. As wow, what a return! That might be one of the top plays you will see on a game broadcast by Play. If that's not on the PlayOn Sports top 5 countdown or top 5 plays of the week, I don't know what is. My call might have not have been that great. But Christian Carter on the kickoff return.
It was sick.
Yeah.
It was sick.
People call me Mike Ill because I'm ill on the mic, whether it's broadcasting or singing. I've also been known to bust a flow from time to time. But no, this guy downright has the cold.
Man.
I mean, that was just disgustingly good. Christian Carter. And the PAT try blocked, and Castro Valley's got to remember that they can't really return a blocked PAT. To attempt it was Irvin Hiraki, and that is now his second PAT that will not go. This time it was blocked. The first time he was wide right. But, Willie, how about this? Go for an advertisement. And then, please, tell me what you thought of that kickoff return.
Okay, PlayOn Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at PlayOn Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Right before the kickoff, really quick, I was saying 20 unanswered points from Castro Valley, 3 straight scores, and then magic happened.
Yeah, and it was right when, I was saying they needed something to get him going, and, there's nothing better than a run back like that. But I think the interesting thing, and I could be wrong, but I think that Castro Valley only has a 1 touchdown advantage as far as touchdowns scored, but yet an 11-point lead. Would I be right on that? I think so. So we're seeing that, the execution and the excessive penalty kind of play, can come back to bite them because they had this fantastic run back spin move dancing around on the sideline. And then, maybe their momentum squashed a little bit by that penalty. I'm not sure, but certainly the appropriate answer that San Leandro needed. Okay, they didn't mark it back on the extra try. But, now they've got to hope.
They're going to mark it here on this kickoff. That's going to hurt them a little bit.
Yeah, it's going to hurt them a little bit. The defense is going to have to feed off of that. The whole team has to feed off of that play. They've got to realize they're still in this game, and we'll see if they can kind of get some of the energy going.
It is Taylor and Lane back deep to return the kick for Castro Valley. They both have those neon green cleats, and it is a shallow kick, which will be taken which will be caught and then downed for Castro Valley by number 11, which is Daniel Melgoza. We had number 55 for him on the Max Preps roster, but he's actually number 11. And 41-32 is now your score. It's only a 9-point lead for Castro Valley.
Did I say 11? Is that how bad my math is? Jeez.
It's okay. Hey, this game's scoring so fast, I'm surprised I'm even usually I make one mistake on the score a game. I somehow seem to just lose track.
We're going to get another penalty for San Leandro, and it's crushing their defense. It's absolutely crushing their defense. You could argue that on the last series, they had that third down play, and they wrapped them up well behind scrimmage in the penalty. The penalties that offset on the DeMarie Lane run, and here we go. We got a 5-yard penalty, so not that bad, but they've got to start to play with a little more discipline right now.
And it will be DeMarie Lane getting the handoff along the near sideline, and he stepped out of bounds. I noticed that early, and then he kept running along. I mean, good. Hey, great acting there. I mean, it was really close as he was tiptoeing down the sidelines after already picking up the first down. He was trying to bust free for another score. It would have been his third of the evening, but then he did go out of bounds, and the refs note that. So clock stopping with a minute 12 here left in third quarter. A first down after the D-Train gets the Trojans down to the San Leandro 31-yard line. Man in motion, that's Alfaro. The give goes to Lane, right side, and a gang of white meets him in rather quick fashion, and they will wrap him up for the tackle. They drove him back quite a ways. We'll see where the refs mark the forward progress on that run, though.
This game is getting pretty physical now. And
it looks like San Leandro's getting a little too physical.
Yeah,
if you will,
and they've got to be careful here because they're getting frustrated right now. Castro Valley is able to kind of get any run play to the edge. Is going for big yardage. And, San Leandro defense might be a little fatigued right now. They've got to kind of buckle down and play with some discipline.
Piece of a player's back pad came off and fell on the field. One of the assistant coaches had to run on the field and grab it before the play. Some loose debris on the field. Lane with the run, picks up a yard, 2nd and 9.
And that was number 66. Oh, must have been 68. Marino Cantillo with the tackle. And 3rd down and long, and a really big play for the momentum of this game right now.
And that play will conclude the 3rd quarter. So one more quarter left to decide who will win the Western Alameda County Conference opener in the Foothill Division for both schools. It's still anyone's ball game at this moment, but I'd have to say the momentum clearly in the hands of the home team Trojans as they lead by 9, 41-32. You're listening to Michael Smith alongside Willie McFarland, producer Sony Boparai, and the videographer Vincent Huergas, giving you the coverage here live from Castro Valley High School of what has been a really competitive and fun game to watch and broadcast and be a part of here on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports.
PlayOnSports.com is not only your destination for Friday night football action, but it's also the place for the most comprehensive coverage of high school, playoff, and championships events in all sports from across the country. PlayOnSports.com. High school sports lives here.
All right, so let's talk about that conference. We really haven't talked about it too much. Like I said, this is the opener for both schools, and they created what was called the Foothill Division and the Shoreline Division. And the Foothill Division is supposed to be the stronger division, the more competitive division of the two, and then the Shoreline is supposed to be teams who struggle a little bit in their most respective sports. As they've, it's not just the same teams in the Foothill for all sports and Shoreline for all sports. They've kind of redone it, and we're really smart about it in seeing what the teams are good at and then basing them on that. Castro Valley, one of 2 teams in the 12-team league, along with Bishop O'Dowd, that is in the stronger Foothill League for all 18 sports in which they compete in. Back from the intermediate break between the 3rd and the 4th quarter to start the 4th, it is a run up the middle for the Trojans. Huerta now coming off to the sideline to get the play here, and what's going to be a 4th down and about 5.
And this is an interesting thing why I think you should go for it here. You're up 2 scores at 9, and you know that San Leandro doesn't really like to kick field goals. So if you get 3 more, you're up 12. It's almost weirdly the same thing. And so I think going for it on 4th down here is the right play.
You could also make a case for a field goal try, as all the PATs have looked pretty good. They haven't just barely got over. I mean, they are 3 of 4 on PAT tries.
Well, yeah, no, you're right. I mean, of course, extra points is good. I guess my point is that, maybe it's more on San Leandro's side. Hey, if we stop them here and make them go for the field goal, that's just as good. We're going to have to score 2 touchdowns anyways. Right
Where
now,
if they get a touchdown, 3 score.
Yeah, if they get a touchdown, they're down 3.
Right.
So, it's a big play right here for San Leandro.
Well, they are going to go for it. It's going to be 4th down, and it's Robert Taylor who got it on the fly sweep, passes the ball, and then it's picked off. Deflected off the hands of Demarie Lane. Some pushing and shoving on the field, but wow, that's where the athlete maybe tried to do a little too much. Robert Taylor coming around on the fly sweep from the far side, gets the handoff, saw that he didn't really have a lot of room in front of him to run around and pick up the 1st down, so instead, he wanted to pass the whole time. It looked like it was going to be a fly sweep pass option because he was looking to throw. Then he brought it down to run. Then he, at the last minute, decided to throw to his running back mate, that being Lane. Lane had no idea that the ball was going to go to him. He tries to make the catch. It deflects off his hands and right into the hands of a San Leandro Pirate defender. So talk about momentum swing. They did better than that. They turned the ball over on downs. I guess that would have been as good as just stopping them on the play in general. It would have been a turnover either way. Mm-hmm. And it's Ferreira back in at quarterback. Maybe that's another kind of, let's change some things up here.
Yeah, they did that effectively so far the first series was all run plays and it was stopped, and then they went to the pass after that. Did San Leandro, but yeah, I believe that last play from Castro Valley, that last offensive play was a pass play the whole time, and yeah, the interception wasn't too bad because it was a turnover either way, but yeah, maybe a little momentum shift here. We'll see what San Leandro can do with this.
All right, so 2nd and 11 for the Pirates, and once again the Trojans defense in the area to stop that for very little gain. More about this league, though. San Leandro, who will compete in the Foothill division of the WAC in 10 of 18 sports. San Leandro, Castro Valley, and Berkeley, the only 3 schools out of this 12-school division that compete in the Division I for North Coast section playoffs. The other schools combined of Divisions 2, 3, and even 4. And it's Ferreira making like Houdini, escaping from some pressure in the backfield. He dropped back quite a ways, though, so the kind of progress that he did receive by making something happen wasn't that great. He dropped back about a good 10 to 15 yards and then escaped like about 4 sacks and then picked up about, I don't know, I'd say about 2 to 3 yard gain. So now you're looking at a 4th and 9 right at the San Leandro 41-yard line. So they're still in their own territory, and it looks like they're going to go for it here, Willie.
No hesitation. They're going for it. You know, he doesn't feel good about punting it.
Yeah, I was going to say, you got to call a timeout here. And actually, oddly enough,
defensive.
It looked, the timeout's taken by Castro Valley. I would have thought, I was, you know, I didn't call it over the air, but I was thinking there's going to be a timeout here. This play is not going to run, but I thought for sure it would have been San Leandro taking the timeout, not Castro Valley.
Well, yeah, the Castro Valley must have just not seen something they really didn't like. You know, maybe I'm not sure. Yeah, it gives now San Leandro some time to kind of talk it over. But I think they kind of had the play they wanted. You know, the way they've been executing on punt team, and then the way Castro Valley's been able to move the ball offensively, there's no hesitation from Coach Bowers to go for it here on 4th and 8. And
what kind of play are you expecting here on 4th and 9?
Well, I think they're going to pass it. If they've got Ferreira in at QB, I think they're going to pass it, maybe roll him out, look for a crossing route or something like that. But, you know, you never know. Last time they were in this situation, they kind of went for the big play, although they weren't kind of back in their own territory. So we'll see. I think we're definitely going to see a pass play, though.
We'll see if experience is the key, as Brad Bowers, like I said, this isn't his first rodeo. 10 years as the head coach for San Leandro. That's the longest tenure out of any varsity head coach for any team in this newly created WAC conference. And it's Huerta throwing it up, hoping for magic to happen, and instead, well, magic happens, but for the other team, Castro Valley records the interception on just a hope and a prayer there, just a throw that was just thrown up with reckless abandon by Huerta. I don't think he was really, it almost kind of reminded me of that Eli Manning throw in the Super Bowl against the Patriots where he just kind of threw it up there and, you know, was expecting something to happen, and it did happen, but it was an interception that happened for the Trojans of Castro Valley.
You know, but they almost caught a break there. It was almost like about a 20-yard punt, basically. That was 4th down. So had the defender actually just batted it down, they would have had about 20 more yards, been in actually San Leandro's territory. So
good point.
So a good turn of events there almost in some ways for San Leandro. If they can you know, kind of get a stop here, they'll get a chance and still be in this thing. So
well, 8:25 left to play in this game. They're going to have to start trying to get things going here for themselves. They can't keep killing themselves in the foot with either penalties or turnovers. They really need one of them big home run type of plays that they were getting in the first half. But you're right, though. And that could be it. A fumble on the ground here on a 2nd and 7 for the Trojans. And the refs are quick to signal, no. It is no!
Whoa, they reversed it.
Oh, they reversed it. I'm sorry there if I spiked up on the meter. I was just
This game is unbelievable.
the most unbelievable twists and turns Willie and I are seeing in front of our eyes. This one, it was the refs that had me, all, excited and wondering what happened. As originally it was a fumble recovery by the offensive team on the field, which were the Trojans, and then they were quick to say no, it was San Leandro who recovered the fumble. So things happening. That's what we were just talking about the play before. It was something needed to happen for San Leandro. It is the senior in here in the final precious moments of this fourth quarter. It is Jose Ferreira, one of the captains, not Steve Johnson at quarterback. Ferreira's been the quarterback the last 3 offensive possessions. It'll be 2nd and 7 for the Pirates after that 3-yard pickup on the run.
They got what they needed. They got a turnover. They got to try to capitalize if they can here.
They've got great field position at the Castro Valley 40-yard line. Ferreira faking, looking downfield, and skies high, a pass intended for, I believe, Robert Alito.
Yep, intended for Robert Alito, and he had him. He was wide open. Found a little crease in there in that intermediate zone. Castro Valley kind of playing deep coverage there, but he was off balance. He kind of had to dodge a couple defenders back there. Stepped up into the pocket, and he was kind of what I like to call goofy-footed on that throw, throwing it off his left foot, switch-footed there.
Is that a snowboarding reference there? 3rd and 7 for the Pirates. Once again, Ferreira looking to the air, and is the ball hauled in? It is! What a catch and throw.
Dream Green.
Dream Green, the guy who I was just totally digging the name of leading up to this game. As I was walking up, they were announcing the starting lineups, and they said Dream Green, and these cheerleaders for Castro Valley were like, wow, what a name. They called him Dream Green, or San Leandro's cheerleader. They called him Dream Green. I was like, yeah, that's got to be the coolest name I've heard in a long time. And he comes up with the dream catch. And now Ferreira rolling to his left and throws a ball into danger. And a man is down for Castro Valley, slow to get up. He will get up, and oh no, that's the guy you don't want hurt. In Robert Taylor, he can't even make it off the field right now. He's kind of bear crawling on one foot off to the sidelines. And oh my goodness, you hate to see that. Robert Taylor trying to go for the pick on the errant throw by Ferreira on a 1st and goal situation from the 4.
And I've been waiting to hear from Dream Green, because the first game I called for San Leandro, he played quite well. Got a number of receptions and maybe 6 or 7 catches. So that passing play to Dream was really nice. It was a perfect throw. Dream kind of caught it with his hands and got him down here where they need to be.
All right, so 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line. Run goes to the right side of the field, and the Trojan defense looking strong.
They're going to have to work on that snap exchange in practice this week, because I think that's the 4th or 5th one I've seen, and it's hurting them.
Yeah,
it's hurting them definitely. And now they got 3rd down, and fair to say this is 2-down territory to get in the end zone, though.
Center Jared Famer for San Leandro, 5'9", 175 pounds, senior, and yeah, he has had some problem or difficulty snapping the ball today. It's going to be 3rd and goal from the 5. San Leandro needs to score here. Can they do it? Ferreira rolling out to the left, and he does complete the touchdown pass to number 6, Dream Green. So Green gets him down there, and Green will get him 6. 41-38, a 3-point game, and this game just keeps getting better and better.
It sure does, and I was talking about it before that. I was kind of surprised we hadn't seen more of Dream. In the first game I called, he had all kind of plays, 6 or 7 catches, and here he's showing up big with that huge downfield catch, and then snatching that one away from the DB.
to score, and we got a great ball game on our hands.
And Haraki makes his first extra point of the game, as his 2 other tries were wide right and then blocked. And so San Leandro now has 2 unanswered scores of their own after 3 unanswered scores from Castro Valley prior to that. 41-39 is your score, and that is going to be a 5-yard throw and catch from Ferreira to Green. And, you know,
It was a nice play.
yeah, it was a nice play about a short out route.
Yeah, and what I saw right before, I was kind of had my eye on Dream, and the DB was playing back about 5-6 yard off. And he timed the snap count and then ran right up on him to jam him right before they snapped it to kind of give him a different look. And I think it was the right play. And he had actually really good coverage. It was really good coverage by the cornerback, but it was just a better throw and a better catch. And Dream kind of able to body DB out of the way, and really nice throw and catch there. Big hit from number 11.
San Leandro's kick, I believe, goes out of bounds. And so that's now we've seen that from each team a couple times tonight. Kicks going out of bounds.
Yeah, Jared Famore kind of putting the lick on that play.
And I'm corrected. Sorry, actually, Sonny got a better view than I did on that. Actually, it was a fair catch. So Castro Valley will have the ball at their own 22-yard line with 6 minutes and some change left in the game. They fake the end around to Morrow, and instead it was a run to the D train. Lane picking up 7 on that run. It'll be 2nd and 3.
So if Castro Valley can get in the end zone here, these kind of extra point executions are, we've been saying it all along, they're big, because if they get in and they go for 1 and get it, okay, now I'm the worst at math ever. Should put them up 9, I think. See.
If they get the
Yes.
if they get the
Okay.
touchdown and the regular extra point, it's good. Oh, what a hit!
Oh,
But what an ability to stay on the feet. That's going to be
Okay, in my defense, I can't see the scoreboard that well, so I'm
no
kind of
problem.
adding it up.
Yeah, no. It's Nick Alfaro who makes the catch, takes a walloping of a hit by a Pirate defender, and then stayed on his feet. I thought for sure that hit would bring him down, if not make him fumble the ball. But he stayed on his feet and picked up some extra yardage on the play. And now we're looking at 3rd and 2. 2 receivers to the far side. Handoff to the D train. Lane.
It's going to be awfully close.
Lane, the ball carrier, and I'll tell you what, it's good to see Robert Taylor out on the field. I just noticed that now after he came up hobbling with that ankle injury.
Well, yeah, and it makes me wonder if maybe it was a cramp or something.
Sure.
The way he's able to get back out there. Certainly if it was a sprain, yeah, he'd be a little more reticent to get back out there, but certainly good to see him.
And
see him
Lane
okay.
with a pounding run that picks up just enough for the first down. Lane 5'10", 180 pounds, but, man, he sure runs hard. 1st and 10 now for Castro Valley at their own 34-yard line. They go with the end around there. And that's going to be Alfaro getting the carry, going from the far side to the left as he was lined up as that right side halfback. And he came back behind the quarterback to take the handoff and then was brought down for no gain.
San Leandro's defense has done really well on the running plays that kind of come through the middle of the field. It's been this kind of swings and sweeps to the edge that are giving them problems. So we'll see if Castro Valley will make that adjustment.
And a false start call against the Trojans. That'll back them up 5. It'll be 2nd and 15. Looking for some scores in the area. Another WAC score, this time from the Shoreline Conference. It's Tennyson leading Alameda 20-7. Big game back in my part of the woods, BVAL, Deer Valley and Antioch. Deer Valley leading Antioch 49-7 at the end of the third quarter, so that one a rout. And a rather gashing run there by Robert Taylor after a 2nd and long. He takes the handoff and angles his way close to the first down, up the middle with good speed.
It's a little variation on their kind of on that delayed draw. But another flag, is it going back again? So now, okay, it is. So
the good run by Taylor negated there by the penalty.
Yeah, and the penalties that were, killing San Leandro are now kind of, we keep talking about momentum.
Sure.
Now we're seeing some almost penalty momentum, if you will.
Negative momentum, yeah.
Yeah, negative momentum happening for Castro Valley. And
they're trying to just run this ball out, control clock.
Yeah, I got to look at the clock here. So
close this game out.
See what they do, man, but it looks like San Leandro is going to get another opportunity.
2nd and 21, Huerta under distress. Launches one up into no man's land. It was intended, I believe, for Taylor, but it sailed past him. The next closest receiver in the area, deeper than that, was Luke Morrow, but it was in front of him. Another flag flies. And I think it's going to be a late hit, which will give the Trojans an automatic first down. So after all these negative penalties going against Castro Valley, they get one to go their way as far as helping them to try to close this game out.
And I hate to say it this early.
Roughing the passer was the call.
I hate to say it this early, but that could be the ball game.
That could be. Yeah, no,
They had them backed up. They were going to get the ball back for sure with more than 2 minutes. Plenty of time, down 2. Barring some kind of big play, which, well, we well know is very possible.
We've seen a lot of big plays tonight. Well, Castro Valley does have, or San Leandro does have 3 timeouts. That is encouraging.
Yeah, it's not over, certainly, but they couldn't have been a more ill-advised penalty at that juncture of the game.
Right.
Luckily for them, Castro Valley's probably going to play kind of conservative right now, and they're going to try to run this thing out. They've got a first down on this play, and I think you can call it a ball game on this drive or series of plays. It should be over.
Clock under 3 minutes here. 2nd and 6 for the Trojans at their own 40-yard line. Handoff up the middle, and San Leandro doing a good job of just making sure to stack up that front. They know what's coming. They know it's going to be a heavy dosage of run plays from here on out for Castro Valley as they want to win this first game at home really badly. They want to give the people and fans of Castro Valley a reason to celebrate. Not only that, but they want to stake their claim for WAC foothill supremacy with getting off to the right foot with that first win. A timeout is taken by the home team Trojans. They now have 2 left. Stops the clock with 2 minutes and 47 seconds left. And, San Leandro taking a timeout. So they have now 2 left. Castro Valley already had 2 left prior to that. So 2:47 left to go. It's a 2-point lead for the Trojans. A lot of 2s, I feel, are involved right now. And just to get you caught up on some other scores, big-time scores, another game that's being broadcasted on our network, the PlayOn Sports Network. Bishop O'Dowd leading 16-0 over Ensenal with 32 seconds left in that one. So that one's all but done. Bishop O'Dowd getting the big win. So which one of these teams is going to join them atop the Foothill Division standings for the Western Alameda County Conference? And it's a run to Alfaro, left side, dodges one tackle, gets past another, and picks up a first down. But there is a yellow flag on the field. And from the looks of that offense of Castro Valley, they are walking backwards, which can only make me think it's going to be a call against them, and it is. It's a holding call against Castro Valley. So these penalties are giving every bit of ounce of comeback for the Pirates. It's whether they can take advantage of it now and not create a stupid penalty of their own.
Yeah, they've got to be careful not to do that. And they got a huge break there because Alfaro was converted that. But we don't know. Maybe he did because of a hold. Still, they get the penalty to go their way. And yeah, and getting a second chance to stop them. 3rd and 20. It's going to be a run play. But better yet, they're going to get now better starting field position if they stop them here.
All right, so the crowd really getting loud here. The Castro Valley fan saying, "Let's go Trojans!" And it's a swing out to Taylor. Taylor trying to stiff arm a defender past the 30-yard line, but instead he is driven out of bounds. It will stop the clock. So the clock running on the scoreboard, they need to stop that clock. Should be at 2:30. Right now it's at 2:15.
This is huge if they don't figure that out. It finally stopped. They should
stop at 2 minutes and 10 seconds. They need to put 20 seconds back on that clock. And yeah, look, Coach Brad Bowers, he's out on the field immediately to tell the refs what's up. But they're not doing anything right now. Of course, these Castro Valley fans with us, they're not going to.
No, they're
not going to say anything to the refs.
They sure aren't. But we see the kind of the gamble there going for the pass play. I kind of like the way it was dialed up. However, because it went to the sideline, they were able to get Taylor out of bounds effectively, which should have stopped the clock. Interesting thing.
San Leandro's forced to take their own timeout. That's kind of raw, man.
Clock keeps running.
Yeah.
We go 20 seconds down, and a bad mistake in officiating right now. You don't want to criticize them too hard. They've called a great game so far.
They've been very fair.
But this is a clock issue.
Yeah, this is a big time. I mean, this is a hometown issue more than anything else. The clock operator.
They're not doing it.
They're
not doing it.
Yeah, I'm surprised right now. But I mean, we can't keep laboring on it. But this can be huge for a team who is trying to make the comeback. They're going to get the ball back. And it would be nice to have as much timeouts as possible with only 2 minutes and 10 seconds left in the game, trailing by 2. The punt on the way from Gallivan, and it's fumbled by San Leandro. Recovering it is Castro Valley, and taking it into the score is number 84. That is going to be Ben Atkinson. But you cannot move forward or progress a fumbled punt in high school football. So they're going to bring it back to where Castro Valley recovered it. The punt squarely hit Christian Carter right in the bucket. In his hands, he could not come up with it. Fumbled it right to Castro Valley. And that could be the nail in the coffin for the Pirates, as the Trojans are going to start with the ball in San Leandro territory. San Leandro with only one timeout left. And wow, I mean, the last two sequences, I guess you could say, if you don't want to call the time clock a play, but that sequence along with this fumbled punt, run up the middle, and I thought I almost saw a fumble there from Castro Valley, but they were sure-handed enough to keep a hold of the ball. It was Lane getting the ball and getting tackled early. It'll be 2nd and 10 with that clock now ticking down to 1:35 seconds left.
And I really feel for Carter right now. He's not looking happy. It was a tough play. He wanted to return it, and he just momentarily took his eyes off the ball to see what he was looking at. But he can't hang his head. He's played a great game so far. He can't be too upset about that play.
Yeah, he's already helped the team out with an 86-yard kickoff return to the house. And another run up the middle for the Trojans. Keeps that clock running. Down below a minute now. It'll be 3rd and about 8. San Leandro going to wait to call their timeout. As the play clock will give one more play to Castro Valley. Castro Valley's going to wait all the way down to the end to finally run it, and if then, they might even take the delay of game. And Castro Valley's actually going to call their own timeout with 27.5 seconds left. And this game will pretty much be all but done, except here's the only way San Leandro is going to get the ball back is if Castro Valley runs the ball. San Leandro then calls their last timeout. It'll be 4th down. Castro Valley runs the ball again. A turnover on downs would automatically stop the clock, I believe, and then give San Leandro somewhere in the teens, I'm guessing, seconds-wise to make magic happen. We've seen it happen throughout this game, especially that second quarter. That second quarter was unlike any I've ever seen as far as big play, magical plays. They've calmed down here in the second half, although that 86-yard kickoff return might have been the best play of them all, and that came here in the second half by Carter, the man who I guess for one second you can consider a hero and the next second consider a scapegoat in San Leandro.
You know, it did calm down, but not much. There were still some really, really awesome plays to watch, and I'm kind of sad to see it end here. And if San Leandro does get the ball back, it's certainly going to be a tall order.
Robert Taylor running with the ball, has some blocking, gets past the defense, and is into the end zone to put an exclamation mark on not only his night, but on this Trojans victory. And that touchdown might have put an end to who I think the debate is for tonight's player of the game as well. I think I'm looking at him right now as he is hugging head coach Nick McMaster after scoring that touchdown, still walking gingerly on that left foot.
What a big win tonight for Castro Valley.
Extra point is up and good.
Against a game opponent.
A
San
40-yard.
Oh, sorry, Michael.
Oh, no problem. A 40-yard run and score for Robert Taylor. End around run just to kind of finish the game off. Was looking to pick up a first down and then end the game right there. But instead he had some blocking. He had some open field along the near sideline and said, you know what? I might as well pick up some stats for myself. He pulled a move unlike Colin Kaepernick against the Jets. Kaepernick, who last week slid before going into the end zone, not adding insult to injury for the Jets. And this time, Robert Taylor, he's still a young kid in high school. He's all about his stats, and I would be too. If I had the chance to get that end zone, I'm going.
Well, the interesting thing about that slide, if you do it, the game's over. You seal it. Now,
sure.
This is obviously it's going to be slim to none. But you kick it off here. Let's just go completely YouTube,
sure.
2 billion hits hypothetical.
I know where you're going with this.
You return it.
Yep.
You run it back for a touchdown, which they did.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's say it takes 9 seconds. You got 9 seconds left. Onside kick it.
And they've got 9 seconds speed, San Leandro.
Yeah, you got a time for a Hail Mary.
Right.
So the slide probably the –
Oh no!
Oh, my God.
Could your prediction come true?
If that would have happened right there, sign me up for – who knows? ESPN.
Okay, so pretty much the onside kick is what they tried for, or squib kick. What was that?
That was onside kick.
Onside kick. And a very good return. Not a touchdown, which it looked like it was going to be, as San Leandro or Castro Valley's kick unit caught up to the returner in a hurry, but still leaves them 12.7 seconds. I still think what you were getting at could happen, though. Let's just say quick strike right now. Then you get the you just go for the 1 or 2, whatever the case. You're still going to have to get another score. You get an onside kick. Now you're looking at about maybe 6 seconds taken off the clock, and that would leave you with one more play. Let's see what happens. Ferreira rolling out to his right. Yeah, you can't take too much time, and he's sacked, and that's game. That will do it. Although, wait, San Leandro still had their timeout left.
Okay, we're going to get another play.
And they're going to use it. 4.9 seconds left with the clock stopping. How about one more advertisement, and then we'll get back to this game, which has just been crazy, man.
Stay tuned for the PlayOnSports.com post-game show where we will select our player of the game as well as wrap up all the action from this ball game. That's coming up following the game on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
All right, thank you, Willie Mack. 4.9 seconds left remaining in this game. And it looks as if the men in green and gold will pick up their first win against the Pirates, as to my knowledge, the first in 8 years. I don't know if the win streak for San Leandro dates back to longer than that, but these two teams have been rivals for quite a while in the what used to be called the Hayward Area Athletic League, HAAL for short. Ferreira with the fake, looking for the end zone, and it is picked off by Robert Taylor to end the game. For reals this time.
Yeah, it's over.
And so that's going to do it, folks. You have been along listening to a great game. We have been here giving you this great game. What a game it was. Back and forth scores. And the man of the game was spectacular. And I hate to just already call the player of the game without asking you first over the air, but I'm saying Robert Taylor. Are you okay with that,
yeah,
Willie?
It has to be. It has to be. Played exceptional.
So, folks, just want to let you know, thank you so much for tuning in, and we want to invite all of you, ladies and gentlemen, to stay tuned to our PlayOnSports.com post-game coverage. We'll wrap up all the action in our post-game show, and we'll have an interview with our player of the game, in which Willie and I have determined it was an easy, no-brainer pick, especially with the later seconds of the game really making that decision. That's going to be Robert Taylor, the junior transfer from Arroyo. He'll come up here and join us if we can get him. And that's going to come up in just a few moments. So once again, folks, the Castro Valley Trojans pick up their first home win of the season, their first Western Alameda County Conference victory of the season in the Foothill Division by knocking off one of their biggest rivals known to date, the San Leandro San Leandro Pirates, by a final score of 48-39 here on Friday Night Football. PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
All right, folks. Perfect. All right, folks. Welcome to the PlayOnSports.com post-game show, which we will start with our player of the game interview. And our player of the game is none other than Robert Taylor, the junior transfer, new to Castro Valley this season. And I can already tell you're a fan favorite around these parts, huh?
Yeah, getting there. Getting there.
Usually it's the seniors that are the B-Mocks, the big man on campus, but you're kind of assuming that role quite early here in your junior year. Let's talk about that a little bit, the transfer first off, and then we'll get to the magnificent game you had here tonight. But you transferred from Arroyo High in San Lorenzo. What brought that on? Just a family move, or did you wanted to come here and play ball?
Family move. We moved houses down the street, and I knew it was a great program over here. Talked to coach when I came, and I have a brother on the team, number 32, who's real close to me, Demarie Lane.
Okay.
And he told me to come over and I should play for him. So
he's your brother, really?
like my
close.
brother. Close.
Okay.
He's real close to me.
We could tell you. I mean, you guys both have the neon green spikes. You guys were kind of like that two-headed monster running attack that Castro Valley. I can tell if you guys keep running it the right way, kind of balance it out between you and him, it's going to be very hard to stop. He's more of the pounding, bruising back, and you're more of the glitz and glamour, speedy home run guy. But I mean, he showed some speed tonight too. So definitely make sure to tell your brother that he made it a tough choice. It was kind of neck and neck, and then you kind of sealed the deal, I guess, if you will, with the last couple minutes to close out the game in the fourth quarter. Let's talk about your scores in order. So your first score came after a possession. Let's track the game. Your first possession, it was your brother, Demarie Lane, getting more of the handoffs. You weren't really involved in that first possession. Yeah. You guys couldn't quite get a first down. You turn over the ball, and sorry about that. You turn over the ball, and then San Leandro comes back, and they score right away on a beautiful pass. Johnson, who's quite an athlete himself, sophomore Steven Johnson, had a nice pass, and then you guys came out and responded quickly. You had not run a pass, and then finally, out of nowhere, you guys get a passing reception. It was a 26-yard touchdown pass from your quarterback, Huerta, to you. Kind of take us back through that pass and catch from you.
I just want to thank the line for giving them time for me to be able to get the ball. He threw it up right there, and it was in my hands. And my father always told me, when it touches your hands, catch the ball. Yeah,
my dad always taught me that too. And, it was a fourth down conversion in which you guys really needed. And he seemed to just float it perfectly because there was a defender in front of you. Right, it just went right over, and it almost looked like you were having some problems with it as you were bobbling it a little bit, but you did retain control and fall into the end zone. And then, of course, your kicker puts you up by 7-6. Then San Leandro goes back to score again. Again, they had some issues with their conversion, so it was 12-7. And then you guys got back on the field and just equalized it again with your second score. And this time it was right away. It was right after their score. As soon as they went up 12-7, you said, well, let's change that in a hurry and as fast as you can. A 70-yard do you know exactly where you caught that from? We were guessing that you kind of took it from about the 25, and we were thinking like about a 75-yard kickoff return. Do you remember that return and where you might have caught it from?
I think so, but what you said sounds good to me.
Yeah, and the run, I don't know if you can kind of take us back through that even more, but it seemed as if you kind of started off to the right, didn't see some things there, and then, boom, you just split through the middle.
I slow played it. I seen the guys coming downfield. San Leandro didn't do good with their lane, so I see no hole, took it, and went upfield.
Right. And then after that, San Leandro would score again. I mean, it was just trading leads. You get back onto the field, and they did kind of some weird delayed draw handoff to you in which you sprinted 72 yards. What's that play called?
I don't want to say it on.
Okay, sure.
It's a draw play, though.
Okay, it's a draw play. It's definitely a special play that you guys have, trying to keep on the wraps. Yeah. But it showed tonight. It was very effective. I think you guys ran it about 2-3 times, and each time it was big gainers for you. So then that put you guys back up 21-20, and that would be the scoring for the first half. Then in the second half, you got a touchdown in the third quarter to put you guys up 34-26. That was a 40-yard touchdown run on a fly sweep. What'd you think about that? Really? Okay. Keep talking. So what you do, that fly sweep, that was also a very effective play for you guys tonight.
Yeah, Coach made some great play calls. the line blocked well, my backs blocked well especially, and they were able to make me find great holes, and I just took it and scored with it.
Right. You also would add another 42-yard touchdown run at the end, 48-39. We thought that was going to be the ceiling play. Unfortunately, it was a short kick, and then you really closed it out with that interception in the end zone. In all, I counted 152 yards rushing, and that was just on your touchdown runs. You had more runs in the game beyond that. Then you had those other touchdowns, nearly 250 yards all-purpose just on touchdowns alone. It's just amazing to see that kind of talent on the field. 5 touchdowns. I haven't seen that in a long time out of anyone here in the East Bay. Very similar to another guy that donned the number 1 in these parts, maybe a little bit further east. I don't know if you remember him, George Atkinson from Granada, who's playing at Notre Dame. You remind me very much like him. He just dominated the field, and you dominated the field tonight. So thank you very much for joining us on our Player of the Game interview. I wish you the best of luck for the rest of this year, and you guys pick up that first home win. How does that feel?
Feels good. Auntie's on the deathbed right now. Came out here and did it for her, and that's why I wanted this game real bad. And it's been 8 years since we beat SL, and we came out here and got it.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Get back with the rest of your team and celebrate this first home win. I'm sure the whole city of Castro Valley is going to try to join you in this celebration, huh?
Yeah, they will. Thank you.
All right, folks. Robert Taylor, once again, 5 touchdowns, 250 all-purpose yards just on touchdowns alone. It was a no-brainer. He's our player of the game for tonight's game, in which his hometown Castro Valley Trojans get their first home win of the season by a final score of, I believe, 48-39. Yes, 48-39 is the final. Robert, thank you so much. And folks, we'll be back with a quick wrap-up here in our KBCSports.com post-game show.
Thank you.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Welcome back to Castro Valley, California, here on the PlayOnSports.com post-game show. I'm Michael K. Smith alongside Willie McFarland, and we just saw the hometown Castro Valley Trojans get their first home win of the season, their first ever win in the newly created Western Alameda County Conference Foothill Division by beating longtime rival and foe, the visiting San Leandro Pirates, by a score of 48-39. Willie, it was a very entertaining game, a lot of quick scores, big plays, kind of what you hope for, I guess, as a broadcaster when you're doing these football games, and really any sport. You like to see a lot of scoring, even though good defense is always cool to see at times too, but nothing like just scoring back and forth, leads trading back and forth. Just your take on this game from beginning to end, which was a wilder ride than any that you can ride at a Great America or Six Flags.
Yeah, it was a fantastic game, by far the best game that I've called this season and seen this season. Back and forth, lots of scoring, but not just lots of scoring, lots of big play scoring. We saw 2 kick returns, just big pass plays, huge runs, big hits on defense. It was fantastic. It was a great game. Ultimately, maybe I don't know what happened. I don't know what the difference was. Penalties certainly hurt San Leandro. Hats off to Castro Valley. They played excellent, especially in that fourth quarter. And, again, snapping that 8-year losing streak to San Leandro is huge. And, yeah, just an overall fantastic game and a great game to call and watch.
Well, I think it's evident not only from tonight but from what we've seen so far this season in that San Leandro's defense is porous at best. I don't mean to cap on any team, but I mean, they sure had the offensive firepower to stick with Castro Valley, but that defense was horrendous, and it has been the whole season so far. You can only wonder why a team is 0-6. But let's get off the negative and get on the positive. They have themselves quite a talented player too, and had they won the ball game, we would have brought this guy up to the booth. I'm sure you would have agreed with me on that. And that's sophomore standout and stellar star Steven Johnson. What'd you think of him tonight, huh?
Yeah, he was outstanding. He was on varsity last year, I believe. Coach has really high hopes and expectations for him, and he played fantastic tonight all around. And so they've got a great player they can build around for the following years, and not all bad for them. Some obviously big play, and the defense came up big at certain points. But, yeah, lots to work on this week for San Leandro.
Yeah, and it's going to be a question to remain to be seen if they're going to keep working with this 2-quarterback system, which was effective at times, or if at some point they're going to say, hey, look, maybe we just need to have one solid guy. But like I said, the offense is really not the concern. It's the defense that lost a lot of key guys last year. They had the 2 twin brothers, Moses and Eddie, that left and moved to Texas right before the season started. So they really lost some big guys up front defensively. As for Castro Valley, they get their first win of the season, first win at home this season. And like I said, that you better believe the city of Castro Valley is going to celebrate. And so now they're back to 500 with a 3-3 record, and their season's going to continue. They need 5 wins to qualify for NCS playoffs. I think they can do that, although they are in a tough schedule with this how the WAC Foothill division has been structured. But what's your take on Castro Valley going forward, just from what you saw tonight from their rushing attack with the D-Train Lane and, of course, Robert Taylor, our player of the game, and then just, I mean, your take on how effective they can be in the North Coast section?
Well, I think they're a good team, and they obviously have fantastic athletes on offense. It's just defensively, I mean, San Leandro was able to score and got some big plays, special teams and stuff like that. So they're going to want to go back, and I think what happened is they maybe got a little bit complacent, kind of feeling the momentum in their favor, and they kind of let San Leandro back in that game. So if anything, they just need to learn how to keep their foot on the gas pedal, and they're a good team. They'll be fine. Yeah,
I mean, they're a team that's had to deal with a lot of injuries and a lot of setbacks, and they showed tonight that they're more than capable of getting a win despite all of the things that have surrounded their ball club this year. So that's going to wrap it up from Castro Valley High School, folks, where the Trojans on their home campus defeated the longtime rival and visiting San Leandro Pirates, their first win in 8 years. Can you believe that, folks? What a win for Castro Valley by a final score 48-39. We'd like to thank all of you folks for joining us here on the PlayOnSports.com coverage of Friday Night Football from Castro Valley, California. Be sure to check PlayOnSports.com for information and links to all of your favorite and upcoming broadcasts. For our producer, Sonny Boperai, our videographer, Vincent Huergas, and, of course, the man standing next to me, my analyst who made it through some tough times of his own tonight. He had some technical difficulties earlier, but bounced back like a champ. I'm talking about my guy, Willie McFarland. I'm Michael K. Smith, also known as Mike on the mic to a lot of you folks that have known me throughout the years, saying so long, and we hope you'll join us next Friday night on your destination for high school sports and Friday Night Football, PlayOnSports.com.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.